officially live here. Welcome to NFL Player Props Live Week 5 of the NFL season. This is my third time going live here. We didn't do last week, unfortunately, had a little bit of a scheduling thing, but good to be back here. Good to be back. Like always, guys, gonna kind of give you guys a couple of minutes to kind of trickle in before we start diving into the actual show. So feel free to kind of just hang out, chill. You want to ask a few questions right off the jump, go right ahead. I know Ev, a little surprise for you guys. Ev is going to be joining the live stream today. He's going to be going on with me today. So it's going to be the two of us doing this today, which means double the fun, of course. So yeah, really excited for today's video. Like I said, we'll give a couple minutes to kind of let people join in. How are we all doing this morning? Yes, sir. First. You got it. You got it. Good morning to you, Brennan. Good morning, guys. We were getting going here a little earlier than normal. Usually I like to do 9:30, but can we skip my Bengals game? LOL. Well, you know what? We actually probably aren't going to skip that game because it's a good player prop game. It's a really good player prop game. We won't talk about who's going to win that game, but we have to talk about that one. What's up, brother? What's going on, man? What's going on? Yeah, good morning, everybody. Welcome. Like I said, going to take a little bit of time here, get everybody in the chat. Like I said, we're getting Ev on here too, which is going to be fun. We're going to have two of us on here, kind of breaking down player props today. He just came back from an overseas trip in Europe, so we'll see how the jet lag is hitting him this morning. For me personally, I just had a wedding yesterday, so I'm battling through it right now. I'm battling through it. We had a few alcoholic beverages last night, and we're battling through it, but we're doing good. We're feeling good. I woke up this morning and I felt good for the most part, so we're good to go. I got my girlfriend's birthday was this week, so we're going out today with friends and stuff, and then her family's party, and then watching football with the boys after. It's going to be a long day today, so got to just kind of rally. Probably going to start drinking pretty soon after we stop going live here. So what they call it, by the hair of the dog. So we'll see how all that goes. Just getting everything set up here. All right. Just getting everything set up. Baker, Danny Dimes this week. Danny Dimes, from a value standpoint, way better. They're playing that crappy Raiders defense. That's gonna be bad. It's gonna be pretty bad. So yeah. Danny, who was the other? Baker. Seahawks defense is pretty good. I don't know about that one. Who dat? Ev. That's the guy. That's the man. That's the founder of Guy Boston Sports. He's the man for this channel. He's going to be joining us. What's your favorite play today to put $100 on? Well, we're gonna get to that. We got picks. I came a little extra prepared. Now with Ev joining, I'm not sure exactly just how much we're gonna do. I don't know how many of the picks I'm gonna go into. We're gonna see as we go. I do have some picks prepared though, so have no fear. I do have actually a healthy amount of picks prepared today. So we'll just, like I said, just give it a few minutes. Ev's gonna be joining in like 10 minutes or so. I'm gonna be giving you guys some time to kind of trickle in here as we get woken up here on this beautiful Sunday morning. Oh my God, here we go. Where is he? Rich Valley. You know what, dude? I was thinking about you. I was thinking about you last week when I saw Juju had the touchdown. I was like, "Yep, that guy was right. He's happy today. You weren't right the week that you told me, but you were right. Juju Smith-Schuster had a good time. Early morning money talk. Let's get it. Yes, sir. Yeah, listen, these early morning streams, we're gonna make some money together here. We're gonna make some money together for sure. I think so far in the year we're about 500 in player props, but I'm gonna start. I think I got to make a tab to kind of switch between to show which ones are the community plays and which one are mine, and we'll kind of go through all that. But we've been pretty good. We can do better, but I think we're now at the point in the NFL season where you have a lot of data, which is obviously incredibly important. We have a lot of data now to kind of go off of, so it's going to be much easier, I think, to find good winning player props moving forward here. All right, just getting everything set up here. All right, I think you two, we're all settled now. Keep answering some chats while we're waiting to kind of get things going here. Morning, big man. Morning, Patrick. How we doing, buddy? Good morning, everybody. New Orleans in the chat. Scum Gang, stand up. Actually, I'm gonna be in New Orleans in 2 weeks. I'm gonna be in New Orleans. My buddies and I were going. Pretty fun weekend planned. We're gonna go. We do this thing. It's our new annual tradition where we go to a different state or city and we try to get as much as we can. As sports fans, do as much as we can in one weekend. So last year we did Chicago and Indiana. We did both of them. I'm a big Notre Dame fan, as you can tell by the Fighting Irish helmet in the back there. We did Notre Dame versus Florida State. We did Patriots versus Bears in Chicago. So we spent a day in Indiana, then drove up to Chicago. And then after the Pats game, the Pats-Bears game, went to the Blackhawks Wild game in Chicago that night. So that was really fun. This year we're doing Pelicans Spurs. We get there on a Friday. We're doing Pelicans Spurs. Then we're tailgating all day for LSU, Texas A&M. That's going to be a crazy day. And then we're wrapping it up with Saints Bucks on that Sunday. So yeah, going to be a really fun time. If you got any recommendations for places to go, I think we're going to try and check out Bourbon Street on Friday night or something along those lines. But yeah, it's going to be a fun weekend in Louisiana. We'll be there, like I said, in about 2 weeks. So New Orleans and Baton Rouge, we'll check it all out. But yeah, looking forward to going to Louisiana. Is that Jordan Mason under in rushing yards? Mason under rushing. I mean, you're going up against the Browns defense, so I mean that's we can take a look at that. We can take a look at it. Brownies money line. You an Oregon fan? You trusted Dylan Gabriel that much? I would not necessarily recommend Browns money line. I think the Vikings win that one. LSU stand up. Yeah, listen, I always tell this story. My biggest bet that I've ever hit in my life was back when LSU won the national championship game. I had a future bet on them. I had put $1,000. That was the biggest bet I ever put in my life at that time. I was in college and just getting into betting in first couple of years. And I was like, you know what? I had such a feeling. This was like back in October, like early season. I had a feeling with that LSU team. I liked it. Threw 1,000 on their national championship game odds, and I forget what I cashed. I want to say it was a pretty hefty amount of money, over $5,000. But yeah, that was my biggest at the time. I think in terms of like profit margin, one of my biggest wins ever. Oh, there he is. We got him. Welcome back to
him.
Welcome back to America.
Seriously.
How's the jet lag hitting you this morning?
Coffee's helping. I'm all right, actually.
You got back yesterday, right?
Late last night, yeah.
Oh, let us hear about it. Like I said, we usually kind of get a little slow start here. We kind of let people trickle in. How was the trip back?
So if I rank, the trip back was okay. Actually, it was fine. We did lose our luggage. I don't know if you saw my Instagram. So
I did see that. Yeah.
We spent 3 days in Portugal with no luggage. So of course, Paris was like, all right, we'll go shopping. I was like, all right, see you later, credit card. But so we spent 3 days there with no luggage. The trip back was fine. We got our luggage. We got there early enough, and I didn't sleep on the plane. Didn't go to sleep. Actually took your advice and tried to stay up late last night. So I think I'm doing okay. I don't know if it'll hit me, like today. Later on, I feel like that might be the thing where it's like all of a sudden it's going to roll around to 3 p.m. and I'll be like, whoa, it's nighttime. But as of right now, I honestly am doing all right.
That's where that's what we're talking about. That's where you got to kind of push through is that because that's what's going to happen. 3, 4 o'clock, you're going to be dead. You're going to want to sleep. You got to just kind of power through it and at least stay up to 8 or 9. For me, I go to Greece every single year, but my thing, and we go for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. So we're there. It's even more brutal. But
yeah, because you get so accustomed to it, right?
Yeah, and I don't sleep on airplanes though. So
I mean, you're 7'3". I'm assuming it's pretty tough for you.
It's not easy for that long of a flight. So so what helps me is that I literally don't sleep for 24 hours straight. So when we get back home, and we usually plan our flights that we land at nighttime. That way I just kind of knock out the minute I get home, and and then I'm usually the next day's a little bit rough, but. This year, honestly, I think the first day I kind of was a little bit jet lagged. Then after that, it was back to normal. But
yeah, once I definitely think it's easier going west to east because then you're not just the time I woke up early today, and it's that's better than me trying to think that I have to wake up early and force it. When I go to the West Coast and then come back, though that's only 3 hours, it still is really tough because then all of a sudden it's your 9 a.m. is actually 6 a.m., what you're accustomed to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, but we survive,
Good trip though. Good trip overall. You went. You said Malta, Italy, and Portugal, right?
Did Florence, Malta, Portugal, and I think I liked Portugal sneaky the best. I think I might have gone Portugal, Malta, Florence for me. I mean, I like them all a lot, but Lisbon we were in was awesome.
Yeah, my sister just did back in April. She did like one of those like group trip things, and they went for like 3 weeks. They did Spain, Portugal, and Italy. Or no,
Yep.
Spain, Portugal, and Morocco. And she
Okay.
said Portugal was by far. She thought it was gonna be Spain, but she's like Portugal was by far.
I thought that was going to be like our lead. Like we really only booked that so that we can get a direct flight back from there to Boston,
Hmm.
and then it ended up being like our favorite place. And we were like, wow, we only had 3 days there, where we did 4 in the other places. So yeah, I was really impressed with like in Lisbon specifically. I don't know about. I mean, I'm assuming the rest of Portugal's nice too, but man, it was awesome.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. I think we can probably start getting going here. Ev, do you have any player props like prepped? Like, how do you want to go about this? Because I have a few
Hey,
picks that I already
you
have kind of.
let's you lead the way. I'll get a. I do have stuff ready to go. So I mean, I'm not going in totally blind, but I'll follow your lead.
All right. All right. So we'll start off. I have a healthy amount of picks that I have kind of prep. We don't have to go through all of them, but I do have some ready to rock and roll here. I actually have one that I think you're really gonna like. It's right up your alley, kind of stealing one of your moves there.
Okay.
We'll start off with this one. I think this is one of my favorite plays of the day. To me, it's almost too simple to the point where I'm getting a little nervous about it.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and share the screen here real quick, and we'll kind of break it down on outlier. I got so many tabs open here. When I do my research in the mornings, like I've got
Oh
like
yeah.
15 tabs open going through trying to find all the good plays. All right, we'll switch over to the outlier screen here. Just want to make sure it looks good. Yep, we're good to go.
Yep.
All right. All right, so this is one of my favorite plays of the day. We got J.K. Dobbins over 47 and a half rushing yards. Now, this is available on BetMGM, Underdog, and Hard Rock Bet. BetMGM minus 115 looks like the best. If you guys don't have those available to you, you can always slightly adjust it. I mean, if you go up 2 yards to 49 and a half, now you got it on DraftKings, FanDuel. And honestly, the numbers don't change too much. I'm just grabbing it here at BetMGM. It's minus 115 and you're getting it, 2 yards less. So if you can get it BetMGM, great. If not, just up it a couple yards and you'll still be fine. Numbers are great. He's cashed in all 4 games this year. He's averaging 80.75 rushing yards per game. As you can see, a nice little ascending order there, right? Starts off a
Yeah.
little lower. Each and every week gets there. Had 101 yards last week. That obviously topped it off. But really good. Even if you go to the last 10 games, going back to last season, 8 of his last 10, he's averaging 63.4 rushing yards per game. Now, obviously, if you go back to last year, you're now going back to a different team with the Chargers, so a little bit different. But so far in Denver, it's looked pretty damn good. We also have the insights provided by Outlier, where they state that Dobbins has exceeded 47.5 rushing yards in 5 of his last 6 games on the road, averaging 68.2 rushing yards per game over the last 6 road games. Now, again, this does include some games with the Chargers last year, but also includes a couple games with the Broncos this year. So, pretty good numbers across the board here for J.K. Dobbins. I can't lie. And then from a matchup standpoint, you really can't beat it. The Eagles' defense, their run defense, has been kind of shoddy so far this year. 21st in the NFL in rushing yards allowed, giving up 126 yards per game. If you do go ahead and narrow it down to just the running back position, they are bottom 10, giving up 97.2 rushing yards per game to opposing running backs. And then if I go over to the dashboard here on Guy Boston Sports, you look at the DVOA numbers for the Eagles. Their run defense right now is 21st in the NFL, which is not the worst, but it's definitely not very good. So there's definitely some issues with this Eagles run defense right now. The Broncos are running it at a 45% run rate, so a little more running than you're seeing passing. But Dobbins by far, I mean, he dominates the run share. 50.4% run share this year. The next best is RJ Harvey with 30 fewer carries. They're definitely leaning on J.K. Dobbins here this season, which obviously is very good when betting on his player props. And then just looking at past running back performances versus the Eagles, I mean, last week, both Rashad White and Bucky Irving cashed their lines. Obviously, Rashad White's line was only 14.5, so not that high. But, I mean, Kyron Williams blew through his line. Blake Corum had 53 yards. Miles Sanders had 53. Javonte Williams. So, a lot of running backs have cashed their line. The only one that struggled was Isaiah Pacheco, and I think that's more about the Chiefs' offensive line stuff than it is and Pacheco himself, if we're being honest. But yeah, I think it's really great value on this one. Matchup looks good. I think Broncos are going to have to lean into the running game a little bit to beat the Eagles if they want to beat the Eagles. But all the numbers to me suggest this is a really strong player prop.
Yeah, I do like that one. I was, I don't know if I said it on H to H or like when I was just doing my first week video of the season to kick off the year, and I had said J.K. Dobbins, everyone's really high on Harvey and stuff like that, and it's like, well, he is really good. Like people really do forget how good J.K. Dobbins, I'm not gonna say is, but like how good he can be. You know what I mean? Like this is
Yeah.
a J.K. Dobbins that can make guys miss, can lower the shoulder, like a lot of really, really good qualities to him. I know that sounds corny saying, but like I think that he's such a like he can do this in multiple ways, right? If this comes to a game in which they have to feed him a bunch of times, he can do it. He can also break one off for 35 yards and make this
Yeah.
a no sweat or something. So I took his, I believe that's how much the running back split was in question. I think I got him at 27 and a half or something, 34 and a half, something like that, week number one. And I was like, or 29 and a half, it might have been. He needed 30 yards from him, something like that. And now it's already up to, 50 yards. So yeah, I do like this. I'm a fan of it.
Yeah, like I said, the only thing that concerns me is why is the line so low?
I think it's because of the everlasting. Well, actually, it could probably two things. I bet a bunch of public people think that this Eagles team, can go out there and dominate, and then they're gonna have to throw, right? And then secondarily, you think, okay, well, RJ Harvey, they're just waiting for him to step in and do his thing. Whereas, I mean, to me, like I've already said, I really do think that it's very clear who the running back one is here.
Yeah, I think that probably is a factor. But again, I mean, you look at the run share. I mean, he's got 30 more carries than
Yeah. Oh,
RJ
totally.
Harvey, and we're only 4 weeks in, which
I
is
th-
crazy. So
I'm
it's
saying
clear
what
that
people like are
they're leading him
saying
with
though.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think I'm almost speaking as to what people like keep saying, rookie, this guy's really good, blah blah. It's like is he better than J.K. Dobbins? I don't think so.
No, and maybe by the end of the year, maybe we'll see things change, and maybe we'll go ahead and see RJ Harvey maybe overtake him. But for now, at least in the early part of the year, they're going with the steady hand, which I don't blame at all. Like it's a
No,
good decision on the Broncos' part. And again,
100%.
considering the matchup, I don't think you can do much better.
I agree.
All right, so that's the first one. That's one of my favorite ones of the week slate here. I do have a lot loaded up here. This is another one. We'll throw this one out. Another great one. Speaking of the Chargers,
Mm.
going Quentin Johnson here over 61 and a half receiving yards, which again, minus 115 over on BetMGM. But if you guys don't have BetMGM or Hard Rock Bet, you can literally just add a couple yards. You see here, you can go up to like 63 and a half. That's on Profit X. If you go to 62 and a half, that's available on Prize Picks. If you go up to 65, like you can honestly add a couple yards. Like 3 yards is not going to make that much of a difference. I don't
No,
think.
he's a
FanDuel
big
stuff.
game player too. I mean, or big play player type thing too. I don't
Yeah,
mind that.
so I
Yeah.
mean, I'm getting a 61. You can go 60 and a half, which on Novik they have it. So I'm going 61 and a half here. I think it's pretty good. And again, if you guys don't have BetMGM, just add a couple yards and you'll still be fine. Again, 4 out of 4 so far this year, averaging 84.25 receiving yards per game. He's been one of the craziest like revelations of the season so far. Like this guy last year couldn't catch a football. Everyone's
I
making fun of him. He was constantly dropping the big time catches. And now all of a sudden, not only has he been great, he's kind of become wide receiver one, which I don't think anyone saw coming for this Chargers team. So, like I said, again, similar to Dobbins, you have seen his yards increase over the last couple of weeks. He's starting to get targeted way more. We also go ahead and look at the insights. Just real quick to look at last year, only 13% hit rate. He had one or two big games, and the rest of the season was just a disaster for him. Look at this year. He's already got more 70 plus yards games through 4 weeks of this season than he had all of last year. So really good start to the year for Quentin Johnson. We also have the insights provided by Outlier. He's exceeded 65 and a half yards in 5 of his last 6 games, averaging 87.2 receiving yards per game over his last 6. And again, that's 65 and a half. We're getting it for 61 and a half, so even more safety there. But like I said, look at the numbers here. Quentin Johnson, number one in targets for this team. 36 targets, just a little bit above Keenan Allen, 25% target share. If you had told me coming into the year that Quentin Johnson, even through 4 weeks, would have 10 more targets at any point in the season than Lad
yeah.
McConkey, I would have said you were crazy, but
Would I have
here
said
we
it,
are.
Tassos? Would I have said you were crazy? Because what was
No,
my, what was what?
you've been a Quentin Johnson guy. You,
No,
you,
no,
you would
Lad
not
McConkey.
be.
Remember, I said
Yeah.
there's more I mean, week one of the fade me round in head to head, I lost that, but I said Lad McConkey. He got force fed targets last year. Now they have Johnson, Keenan Allen. Lad McConkey is still going to be very good, but he's going to have more mouths to feed from Justin Herbert's perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, real quick, Liz here says I'm getting 52.5 for Dobbins. Leave it. I still take it at 52.5 if I'm being honest. I think
Yeah,
Dobbins.
I guess it depends on what the odd. Like if it's yeah, I still don't mind it. I think Dobbins could have a good day.
Yeah, 52.5. I mean, it's 5 more yards than the one we gave out. I don't think that's that crazy.
Nope.
All right, so back to the Quentin Johnson one here. Yeah, like I said, so targets are looking good. He gets a healthy amount of targets. Also, the matchup. The Commanders this year, 27th in the NFL in terms of receiving yards allowed per game, giving up 265.5 yards. You narrow down the wide receivers, 24th in the league. They're giving up nearly 155 receiving yards per game to opposing wide receivers. And again, considering that Quentin Johnson is technically, from a target standpoint, wide receiver one, kind of wide receiver 1A, where Keenan Allen's wide receiver 1B. But, I mean, good matchup. This is not a very good Commanders pass defense. He's getting a lot of work. The Chargers, another surprising thing with them is I think last year they were such a run-heavy team, a 64% pass rate against run rate. And
Yep.
now that they lose Najee Harris for the season, I don't think that's going to increase. Like they're thinner at running back now. They've got the rookie Amari Hampton, who I do really like, but I think with the loss of Najee Harris, you're going to see this team continue to be a pass-heavy team and rely on Justin Herbert's arm to win games here. Also, look at the average yards per reception for Quentin Johnson. This is just the last 10 games. Look at 2025. You talk about big plays. He's averaging 16.7 yards per reception. So, I mean, he's not getting these little dink and dunk passes.
Yeah.
He's getting big time
Look
plays.
at those. Go to his air yards too whenever you get a chance.
Right here, the air yard share.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. So most of his passes, I mean, not that's shocking, but like this isn't a guy that yards per reception, he's catching it and running with it. Like the ball's in the air for half of the yards that he's getting, which is nuts.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. It's all, and he's their deep threat. I mean, he's their big time
Yeah.
receiver. In this matchup, I think it's going to be really, really profitable for him. There's no reason to not. There's nothing that we've been given so far that tells us that we shouldn't take this. So I think it's another good one. Again, the line, honestly, not too high either, which is pretty good. So yeah, I think it's a good one. I don't know if you have any other thoughts on that one.
No,
I got a lot of spam in the chat right now.
Yeah,
We
I
gotta
just
find a
blocked
moderator.
a
Okay.
bunch of people. Yeah, guys, DM us or something like that, or contact us if you'd want to be a mod for these live streams. If you can consistently kind of show up and enjoy the show, but also just kick some of these bozos, let us know. Maybe we can work on that. You can find Tassos or me on Instagram.
Ev, you see this? I think you know who this guy is. Lions
Ah,
minus
Trey.
1,000 today. Lock it in.
the Bengals fan.
I actually don't hate I think the Bengals are gonna. I don't think they're gonna win, or
It's a big number. It's a big number.
And like the Lions defense isn't great. So, all right. So I have two handed out. Do you have anyone? I have, like I said, I have a few more, but typically how I do this is we're like 22 minutes in. I figure we'll wait a little bit longer, and then we'll start letting like the community, the people in the chat, kind of throw their picks out, and we'll kind of go through those. But do you have any you want to share? I still have some more to go through, but
let me
obviously want to give you some time
as
to
I
go
pull
ahead
up my holy Bible here. I got a couple. All
Is
right,
that
I
your little black
I
book?
want you to let's talk about two of mine, right? Just we can do it briefly. First off is Njoku, and I got it at over 24.5 receiving yards, okay? This is obviously Gabriel's. Yeah, do you want to pull it up? I guess
I'll
it's
pull it up.
probably
You said
easier.
Njoku over 24.5 receiving.
I don't even know what his line is at now, but yes, I like Njoku today simply for the fact that he's the big, easy target for Gabriel. And I do think that this is going to be a spot in which obviously, Flores blitzing a rookie quarterback. Yeah, 20. Oh, so you can still get 24.5. So he was banged up, but he practiced fully twice. Don't really mind the spot here. I mean, if you look at his body of work, it's going to look really good because it's a really, really low line. The issue that I think people are thinking is that Dylan Gabriel is going to come in and be like, oh, new quarterback, and Njoku's always historically been really good with Flacco. But if this guy's going to get blitzed like you read about, which is the only thing, I mean, the Vikings have so many injuries. I would imagine they're playing Madden and running Engage 8 like every play this game. That's what's going to give them the best opportunity here because it's a rookie quarterback and blah, blah, blah. And Njoku is that guy that gets targeted on the, not necessarily from Gabriel, we don't have that, but he's the guy that gets the target share with the blitz and the pressure. And, for him to be able to go out there and catch and run for 25 yards, like this guy's really good. And again, it's kind of a fishy line. I think it's because he was banged up and because of the fact that, we have a new quarterback in there, and obviously Minnesota is a good defense, but still, it's such a low line. Like that's a buy low spot, regardless of what almost the numbers tell me in a sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the data, I mean, last year he had an 82% hit rate on this. So, granted, there's only 11 games, but this is a guy who does, even this year, I mean, 3 or 4. I think part of the line. I mean, you have the inside 2. He's exceeded this in 5 of his last 6 at home. So, I mean, the data all points this being not bad. The only thing I'm concerned with here is, A, the matchup, because I do think you look at the right side of the screen. The Browns are third. They're not giving up many receiving yards. And then versus tight ends, not as bad, but still like 11th. They're only giving up 41 yards per game, which that's not terrible. But the problem is that he's splitting. I mean, again, we don't really know how it's going to look with Dylan Gabriel, but he's splitting with Harold Fannin, the other tight end, who has 24 targets. So that's the one area that would concern me a little bit. We look down below here, receiving yards versus Minnesota for tight ends. Noah Fant had 26. Kyle Pitts at 37. So 37.
They haven't played anybody. Kyle Pitts is the only and even Kyle Pitts is kind of hit or miss. I like Kyle Pitts, but look at who they've played.
Yeah, no, you're right. Like there isn't like necessarily a superstar, but you do have some consistent guys like Pat Frymuth got 0, Jonnu Smith 0. That's kind of surprising because obviously they utilized him quite a bit in that offense. But I think the fact that the highest receiving total is 37 for a tight end, and the line, you only have it 24 and a half. I guess. So
it's a buy low. I'm by no means telling anyone that Njoku's about to go off at all.
So 3 times this year that exact line is cashed for a tight end. So yeah, I kind of see you come with the buy low spot, and I honestly do think they're going to throw the ball more in this game than people think. Because again, you kind of have to beat this Vikings team. Running the football against them is not exactly easy. Look at their defense. Although actually, I thought their run defense was better than the numbers.
Look at that! Look at that comment.
Let me see. What did they say?
Mr. Rogers segment up in here.
His notebook wasn't that Mr. It's his little black book.
But okay, I do have another one. I mean, we just talked about that quickly. This is one that I'm pretty big on today. Cam Ward having a really good game. I have him in 2 plays. Okay. Let me make sure I got the odds correctly. Over 179 passing yards for -115. I don't know what the odds are at now. And then over 199.5. So just 200 plus for +163. This is to me.
Which one? Hold on. You wanted to do the?
Yeah, let's look at that one. That's it right there.
Okay.
The only other one is just laddering that up to 200 plus.
Yeah.
So it's the same exact thing. Look at the teams he's played, right? In terms of who he's gone up against. It's not like it's really, really good defenses, but Houston, Denver, Rams, and missing one, Colts. He's playing the Cardinals today, who are not that good of a defense. They sit back in zone. They don't apply pressure. They don't blitz. This is the best spot for the number 1 pick in the draft to potentially go out there and do well. Similar to Njoku. Am I telling you that Cam Ward's going to throw for 250, 300? No, but you're telling me this guy can't throw for 180 against the easiest defense that he's seen so far this year?
Yeah, look at the numbers here. I mean, they're 28th in passing yards allowed per game, 255.5. This is a bottom 5 defense in terms of passing yards. So pretty good. And again, those defenses he played, the Broncos, top 10 defense. The Rams
and his NFL debut too.
Yeah,
that's worth noting.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Rams, top 10 defense. Texans, top 10, should be a top 10 defense, but top half league defense. Like the weakest defense they played is the Colts, and like they're not a great defensive team, but they're definitely better than Arizona. So yeah. I'm with you. Actually, I don't know if you saw. So I started doing with the Oracle, splitting it up into 2 videos because it was just getting like an hour-long videos. It was too much. So I did one video just dedicated to parlays and teasers, and I did a hungry dog parlay. My favorite play was Titans money line. I think Tennessee, everybody is so low. There's no way Arizona should be an 8-point or 7.5-point favorite at any point this season. I think Tennessee's going to shock some people. I think Cam Ward is so in love with the game and so passionate. Like you can see it in last week's post-game press conference. He is pissed with the 0-4 start. This is the best matchup he's had all season. I think he has a good game. I think the Titans have a good game. Titans money line, honestly, is not a bad play to look at in this spot.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
I'm not big. I mean, I haven't been big on the Cardinals. Like, I mean, I do think that they're good, but like I think it stops there type of thing too. So yeah, I think that this is probably the best matchup that we have so far for the Titans. Like, not probably, it is, right? It is the best matchup for them.
Yeah. So that's a good one. You came in with 2 good player props fresh off vacation. I like that.
Yes, sir. What is his over 199 now for odds? Because that's I also sprinkled on that. Plus
162 on FanDuel.
What did I get it at? I got it at plus 163. I got a cent to value. Yeah. Nice.
So pretty close. And he has cashed it once this year. I mean, he had 219 versus the Colts. So
yeah.
I mean, again, these three, the weakest defense he's faced has been the Colts, and that's the game where he had over 200 yards passing. This defense is weaker than the Colts defense. So just from a mathematical standpoint, he's in a good position to do this. So yeah, for plus money, Ev, that's a pretty good ladder play, honestly.
All right, let's go.
I
Let's
like
go.
that. I like that. All
All
right.
right, we got shout out to Hoodrich. I just gave him mod status in the chat, and he's blocking these bozos.
Perfect. Yeah, that's been one thing I'm learning through live stream. I didn't really know how to live stream and also go through and try and like eliminate some of these guys.
Well, this is crazy. Even when I've done lives, I've never seen like
it's
this.
nuts.
I don't know why we're getting so many of these. This is brutal.
Ev, I want to know what you think about this player prop here because I think it's a little scary, but the matchup is just so good. So it's Justin Fields over 187.5 passing yards, which I'm grabbing for minus 111 on DraftKings. But as you can see, it's available in a lot of different spots. He has cashed in 2 of 3 so far this year. The Buffalo game, he obviously was terrible and got hurt and missed it the rest of the game. But he has cashed in 2 of 3, and the Cowboys have the worst pass defense in the NFL. They're giving up almost 300 passing yards per game to opposing quarterbacks. So, I mean, the matchup is sweet, and I don't know how you think this game's going to go. Personally, I think it's going to be a back and neither defense is very good.
Right.
I think the Cowboys offense is going to roll as they typically do, in which case the Jets are going to have to keep up scoring with Dallas. If that is the situation, they're going to have to throw the football here. Justin Fields did throw 27 times last week against Miami, so we know he can have higher passing numbers. I think his passing yards, and the line's only 187.5. I think it's pretty good value. I think it's really good value. Look at the quarterbacks versus Dallas. I mean, Love, 337. Caleb Williams, 298. Obviously, Russell Wilson isn't even playing anymore. He had 450. So I think Justin Fields could definitely get 190 yards.
Yeah, the thing I'll say about I did take the over in H to H, and I actually took it on my own plays here as well. I think that, if you're taking either, I mean, Dak Prescott's line is going to be crazy, but I think that this is going to be such a soft, like, coverage game for everyone. You can take the underneath passes, you can take deep shots. Neither one of these defenses is good. We know that. And that's a very, very low line. And the biggest thing that I'll mention, and this is courtesy of our dashboard that we have over on GuyBossSports.com, the fact that we have, no pressure really coming in from Dallas. Like, they're not applying pressure. They're not blitzing. That is maybe the biggest thing to keep an eye on whenever you're looking at, Justin Fields. He will be good against zone, struggle a little bit against man, but pressure is what kills him. Miami didn't exactly apply pressure, and he hit, we can see it out there on the screen, hit the over there. So yeah, I'm in on this one. I think that's another low line. Like, to me, this is one where even what is his 199 and 199.5. Like, I don't mind that's a ladder play either, because Dallas is the better team, we'd think, right? So okay, game script wise, that's not as juicy as you'd like, but so if the idea of Dallas winning this game because they have the better star power or whatever, right? Okay, well then Justin Fields is going to throw the ball a lot. All right, well, what if New York's winning? The reason they're winning is probably because he had a good game. I mean, Breece Hall's awesome, but realistically, getting him to 190 in terms of passing yards, if they're winning this game, he probably did that too. So game script-wise, I like this kind of fitting in,
Well, and the other thing too is, like, with the Cowboys, like, their defense is bad, but the one area they're still a little bit stronger is the run defense. Like, it's not a great run defense, but like the Jets, obviously, they're so heavily reliant on the run. To beat them, you have to utilize the pass. Like, the run defense, you can still run on Dallas, but obviously
they're top 10 team yards per carry defensively. That's impressive.
Yeah, so like their run defense, and hey, listen, maybe Jerry Jones is onto something, getting Kenny Clark for Mike Parsons. Maybe he had the right idea, and we were all wrong. But the run defense has been okay. But
hey, David Njoku, by the way, 12 yards already.
Oh, I forgot that game's going on right now.
1 catch, 12 yards. Boom, we're halfway there.
Got it. Yeah, you got that one right on time too. I forgot about the international games. Screw me
I
up.
know they stink starting this early. Not because like we can't get up and watch it, but I'm thinking of people in like California, like on the West Coast. You get like what? How are you? I don't even know.
Yeah, for us, it's not terrible. Like for us, it's 9:30. It's whatever.
Right.
But like 6:30 in the morning to get up and watch Browns Vikings.
What do we think in the chat? What do you guys think of the start time of 9:30 a.m.?
Hoodrich, who was the mod, he actually said Dak and Fields combo at 420 pounds. I actually do also. I do I believe I have Dak's yards on my play sheet as well. For the same, I mean, let me go ahead and look. I do.
I don't
Yes.
mind that. You can get two. You can get 210 a piece, and then you just need like one more throw. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, that's and I like Dak. I have his line at 236.5,
Yeah,
and he's
Hoodrich, I don't
cashed
mind
in
that.
3 out of 4. He's had 2 games this year with 319 or more. Like, and the Jets pass defense. Honestly, we talk about Dallas. The Jets pass defense isn't much better. Look up here, 199.8. So actually not terrible, but not great. I mean, this is not the Jets defense overall tied for 28th in scoring. Their weakness is their run defense, but their pass defense isn't the best. If you look down below here, they also haven't really been tested too much. Like Aaron Rodgers is actually they have been tested pretty much by some good
Yeah,
quarterbacks.
that's a pretty good. You probably saw Tua, and then you're like, yeah, they're not,
I
but
saw
like
Tua and I saw
Baker, yeah,
Rodgers, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
Tua and Rodgers, not great. And then I'm like,
no,
oh
that's
wait,
pretty.
Josh Allen and Baker Mayfield, they're both pretty good. Both
But
pretty good.
even
But I
still, I
still,
mean,
I think that's not a bad play, honestly, comboing those passing yards.
it almost seems like it's too easy though. That's like the one thing that I'm gonna sit here and say. You know what I mean? It's like it's too. That seems too simple in a sense. Dak goes for 230 and or say Dak goes for 240 and Fields goes for 200. Those seem so gettable that I'm like, why is that so easy? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got you. Let's see what people are. Let's see what people are saying about the London game here. 6:30 a.m. if you're a gambling degenerate is okay.
Yeah,
Well, yeah. I
true.
mean, if you really need that itch scratched,
But you could be sleeping if you're on the West Coast. You can sleep for 3 more hours and still get that itch
I was
scratched.
gonna say yeah, but I mean, hey, it just gets more, I guess. Let's see. It has to be early on Sundays in the UK because they don't want it competing with EPL games.
Okay, that's a good point.
Not a
That's a
horrible
good point,
point,
Groomsy.
but I mean, I think they still have EPL games going on. Like I Chelsea fan over here, they actually had games still going on around this time. So I
Yeah,
don't
but I
think it
guess
really
the
impacts.
earlier is probably the better. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
guess so. I don't know.
I still
I'm
don't
just
like it.
the NFL pushing. Like I'm okay. It was cool when it was like 1 or 2 international games a year. It's like, oh wow, we're in London now. It's like I think they said next year Goodell wants like 16 or 17 international games, and it's like, dude, you're just taking away home field advantage. Like
And
you're taking away experience from the fans here. Like
like I mean, they did it with the Jaguars. Was that last year, 2 years ago? And now the Vikings have 2 games in a row. It's like, I actually maybe just haven't looked into it and don't know. But like, why are the Vikings playing 2 games in a row? One in Ireland, one in London. Like, what's going on there? You know what I mean?
yeah,
They have this.
The Jaguars usually have like 2 home games in London per year. Like they do back to
Yeah,
back.
because they
Well,
want to move them there or some crap. You know what I
it's
mean?
easier for them. They don't have to travel. Like you already have a team out there. I guess. Like hey, just keep them out there. They're already there.
I
Just keep them out
guess,
there.
but like
Yeah, it's kind of
Minnesota's
cool.
weird. They have the mall, the big stadium. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, I know
That's
that
what
the
I mean.
home
You're
that
taking it.
it's not home games, but still.
College football is doing this. Like they had the first game of the year was Kansas State, Iowa State, and they had it in Dublin, Ireland. And don't get me wrong, cool setting and whatnot, but it's like that's a Big 12 battle, like a huge rivalry game with massive. Like that's a game that should be, especially college football. That's a game that should have been played at one of their stadiums. You're taking away one of the best games of the year for those teams from their home crowd. Like that's just,
Yeah,
and that's the thing with these international games too. Like that Chiefs Chargers game that was in Brazil. Like you're taking away games from fans. I'm not a huge fan of the international stuff. I get they're pushing it to get more fans globally, but I don't know. I feel like you're taking stick to you want to grow the game. I get it, but you also have to
yeah,
think about your true fans here at
that's
home.
fair.
But I will
Um,
say though, I'm saying all this, but like when the Premier League sends like in the summer and it's like Chelsea versus Barcelona in New York, I eat that shit up when I get to go drive
yeah,
and see my team play at home. Like I do get why they do it. I'm
yeah.
just
It's almost like a selfish reason why you don't, which is fine. Like you're
yeah
admitting that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah
All right, let's what else do we got here? I'm liking what we're doing, guys. By the way, if you're watching this right now, make sure to hit that like button because it definitely helps us out and helps other people get in the chat here. And yeah, just go ahead and do that. We got the mods are taking care of this right now. We got
yeah
Basic Void
good.
and Hoodrich. Just absolute, their knuckles are gonna be bruised from knocking these spammers out.
It's great. I thought I was nuts. I was like telling like a couple of my buddies like man like who also live stream like do you get like bots like this? Like it was like the
It's
first
caught in
week was
it's
great.
caught in some BS algorithm or something. It's got to be. It's probably something to do with like some weird code in the title or the maybe I don't even know. You know what I mean? Like once it probably
Yeah,
gets in one of those like Reddit crazy threads or something like that, people are just they have bots to do it. It's kind of ridiculous because it looks
crazy.
terrible. Look, it's gross.
All right. I think the strategy should be maybe like 5, 10 more minutes giving our picks out, and then we kind of open the floor for other people, and we can
All right,
kind of
let's
just
do
go to
it.
the outlier screen and let them kind of have some time in the sunlight. So
Let's do it.
let me go ahead and see. I don't know if you have anything else. I have one. I have a few more picks. This is the one I wanted to tell you about because this is like right up your alley here. I got a kicker prop for you.
I figured. I didn't want to guess because I didn't want to sound stupid, but I figured.
This one I think is pretty good too. Actually, talking back to that Titans Cardinals game, I'm going Chad Ryland here over 1.5 field goals made. Now, from a value standpoint, obviously not the best, -140 over on BetMGM. I'd like it to be a little bit better, but I think it's such a great play. He's cashed in all 4 games this year. He's averaging literally 2 made field goals per game. Even last season, he had a 69% hit rate, so pretty good numbers across the board. You look at the insights provided by Outlier. He's exceeded 1.5 field goals made in 4 of his last 5 games at home, dating back to last year. The Titans this year giving up an average 2 field goals per game, which is 18th. So it's not a terrible matchup. It's
Mm-hmm.
a neutral one, but not bad. My thought process, honestly, and if you go down here, actually, literally every kicker has scored at least 2 field goals against this Cardinals team, or his Titans team, excuse me. But my thought process, honestly, is just this Cardinals offense is so bleh. Like, you look at their numbers, 23rd in scoring, 28th in passing yards per game, 22nd in rushing yards per game. Like, it's just not a very good offense. Now, the Titans' defense isn't great, so I do think Arizona will be able to move the ball a little bit here. I just think finishing drives, scoring touchdowns could be difficult for Arizona. You do see the red zone efficiency numbers there. Tennessee, their defense may not be great, but the one thing they do get a lot better once you get deeper into the red area, and third down numbers are not terrible. So they also are top 10 in turnovers forced. I just have a hard time seeing Arizona finishing too many drives, scoring a ton of touchdowns here. I think they're going to be able to move the ball a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that you're going to see some more field goals than people probably would expect from a game like this.
Yeah, I think that this could be kind of a game in which Tennessee, like we already kind of talked about Tennessee holding their own here, right? Like I think that this is the easiest matchup that they have so far, and they can hold them in the red zone. So I'm in on this one. You mentioned the red zone efficiency and whatnot. It's like, I mean, the only thing that I would say is if you know Kyler, like to be fair, the Cardinals do have go off ability with some of their guys and whatnot. Maybe if Kyler has a really good game, because again, like it's Tennessee still kind of TBD on how good that defense is. But even given their games that they've played so far, to have a top 10 red zone efficiency defensively is really good. So I don't mind this one.
Yeah, like I said, I know they have the ability to go off, but I think that's the problem with betting on the Cardinals. Like every week we just kind of like, oh, they have it, they have it. It's like, at what point do we kind of admit like this is just not a very good team? Like Kyler
Yep,
Murray, I think we just because he's had a couple of great games, we're like, oh, Kyler Murray, Kyler Murray. It's like I don't think he's really been that good. I think he's had a couple of great moments, but there's been more lows than highs with him. And Tennessee, like their defensive numbers are bad, but they do have a pesky defense. Like they do have some players on there. They can put
I
some
agree.
pressure on him. So I think that Arizona's going to score points, but I think you could see some more field goal. I think people are thinking it's going to be a touchdown fest for the Cardinals. I think they could stall quite often and have to kick field goals. They're going to move the ball. I just wonder once they get into the red area, how consistent are they going to be in terms of finishing those drives off? So
Yeah,
that would be my one big thing. I did see someone. I want to respond to one of the chat. I've got through all the spam bots here.
I'm trying to
Um,
look up how to stop it too.
this one. How we? Oh, Jesus, I literally just had it and then I just got hit with another spam bomb here. It's crazy. It's the shot about Justin Herbert right here. Let me get it as quick as I can. How late Justin Herbert's passing touchdowns. Kind of piggybacking off the earlier Quentin Johnson play. I do like Justin Herbert's touchdown pass. I think it's probably 1.5. I can pull that up right now. I know we're going to do public plays in just a second, but I saw
And
that one. I
but
thought,
I'm gonna look into just so everyone knows, I'm gonna try and set this to subscribers only chat. So if you guys want to chat, hit the subscribe button. I don't know how to do it, but I'm gonna try and figure it out.
yeah, that's probably the best option moving forward. Let's see, Justin Herbert over 1.5 touchdown passes. I believe that's the one for -130 on FanDuel. Yeah, I mean, pretty good so far this year. He's cashed in 2 of 4. He has a touchdown pass in every single game. The Commanders giving up 1.8 touchdowns per game, so pretty good. Not, like a neutral matchup, not great, not terrible. You have seen, besides Russell Wilson, every other quarterback has scored at least 2 touchdown passes. Penix had 2, Jordan Love had 2, Geno Smith had 3. This is not a very good pass defense, so we don't have to spend too much time on this one, but that's not a bad play from the chat there. Justin Herbert over 1.5 touchdown passes. I
Yeah,
would
I
I
like
would be
that.
okay with taking that.
I like that for sure.
Yeah. You got any other ads? I got one more I'll share, and then you give one more, and then we'll start giving out to the public.
I like the look of. I like Darren Waller this week. No Tyreek Hill. He kind of went off. I just don't know if it's like a recent, but like history type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he did it. He did it. Sorry, he did it. Like last week. He had his go off week, right? Am I just like
Yep.
looking at what have you done for me lately and that type of thing? So I don't know. I might be a little too biased towards what's happened lately, but I like Darren Waller this week over in his receiving yards, receptions, that type of thing. Because who else are
Well,
they going
Ev,
to throw to?
it's funny you say Waller because on my play sheet I have this little play.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
just who else are they going to throw to? Jalen Wall is going to probably get locked up to some degree. I mean, not locked up, but like.
the Panthers have J.C. Horn, who is I know their pass defense isn't great, but actually,
Hey, no,
I've been speaking ahead way too much in this video. They actually have been pretty decent in terms of
and they're
passing
getting.
yards
I believe they're
allowed.
getting two defensive rushers back. They could give Tua some problems, and clearly that's one of my theories, I guess, in a sense that when you do have a guy that gets blitzed a lot and whatnot, he'll maybe take a peek at his tight ends quickly. You know what I mean? Little chip and screen pass type guys.
Well, and the thing is now, like Tyreek Hill obviously gone. Now you're down to and to be fair, Waller he's lower on there because he's only played one game. He missed the first 3 games of the season. And if we look at their target share for last week, let's go over here. Where's the? Usually they have a thing where it shows you like his share just for last week. I guess I don't see it, but anyways, he
Probably
had
because
4
it's only
targets
the.
last week.
Yeah, it's probably because he
Um,
doesn't have the. Oh, this would be it, right? Scroll down. That would be it because he's only had that 1 week, right?
Well, no, sometimes on Outlier they show it's like
Per
if you
week,
go
per
to the
week. I
point
gotcha.
stats where it's like that specific game they show like you see
Yeah,
over here it says like red zone.
yeah. Go to
Or
his
not
receiving
red
yards. I
zone.
think if you're on touchdown, it might go to. So if you scroll up to no, like on for his play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Let me
that's
go up.
probably if you just click anything else, receiving yards right there in the middle. Scroll up,
Oh yeah. I see what you're saying. Yep.
right in the middle,
Yards.
right there. That'll do it.
Yeah.
You'll see
There we
his
go. Yeah.
target share and stuff.
So
Yeah.
he had 4 targets out of 25, 16% target share in his first game of the season. So I mean, yeah, his numbers look low, but if you do put into perspective, like he actually got a decent amount of looks last week, and that being his first game in this, not just this isn't just his first game of the year. This is his first game in like 2 years. Remember, he retired after the Giants. The Giants were so bad that he was like, I want to get the hell out of here. Retired and then came back. So that's his first game in the NFL in over 2 years. And he had 2 touchdowns on 4 targets. So I think they're going to utilize him. If you remember this Dolphins offense last year with Jonnu Smith, they
Yep.
used him a ton. And they haven't really had a tight end like that to utilize. Now with Waller, I think you're going to see him get some good looks. I have him touchdown. I think it's a pretty good bet.
I like
I
that.
don't
I
hate
mean, it's
I
a.
don't. This is receptions, but I don't hate even like receiving yards. We'll go to receiving yards. The Panthers right now, look at the matchup, pretty
Ooh, is that
good.
29.5? Does it say?
29 and a half.
I
Yeah.
got 24.5. Oh, but it's
You
for minus
might be
140.
able to
And then
adjust it. No, yeah,
plus
the line's moved.
plus 145 for over 3.5 receptions is also something I pulled the trigger on.
Well,
I
look at
just
like
think
the
that.
receiving yards allowed. The Panthers defense versus tight ends has been awful.
Yep.
31st in the NFL, giving up 71.2 yards per game to tight ends. Yeah, the
Yep.
line has moved a lot. It opened at 26 and a half. It's now come up to 29 and a half. So people are already betting on Waller and for good reason. But yeah, this is a good matchup spot. I honestly, even at 29 and a half, don't hate this. I mean, with Tyreek being out, they have to look other places. And I think, honestly, I think they'd prefer to look at Darren Waller before they look at like Malik Washington or Nick Westbrook-Ikeen. And I think Tanner Connor is definitely not going to get money looks anymore now that Waller's back.
Yeah. Also, Darren Waller. I'm trying to find which song it was. It just came across my Instagram. You know how he raps and like they're all pretty like
Yeah.
rough. Like they're not very good. He has one that was it slapped. I was listening to like the 60-second clip over and over again. I wish I could remember what it was called because I was like, you know what? Now that's just confirmation that I'm gonna roll with this guy. Like he finally put out a banger. So Darren Waller's back. That's what I'm telling everyone.
He's back. He's back, and he's these guys that want to become rappers that are athletes like they really does. It's very cheesy and very corny.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, it is.
very. I think LeAngelo Ball is the only one that's kind of had a little bit of success, but he had like one song that I know. I
Yeah,
don't know
everything
if you
else stinks, but I mean, swerving and bending that corner, what's that called? It's switch tweaker. That song,
Tweaker, yeah, Tweaker.
that song's
It's
awesome.
really not bad. I actually
No,
like.
that song is good.
But anything else from him, I really don't
Yeah.
know. But all right, I think this is the time now we can kind of open up. Now that we
do it.
kind of got the spam figured out. Now it's just subscriber only chat. I think this is the perfect opportunity now to go ahead and just throw out to you guys. So we've been on for almost an hour. We gave a bunch of picks, and again, I have more. I can post them in like I'll put a post up after this, like with all the plays. I only had like 3 or 4 other that I didn't talk about, but we can just post those afterwards. They were a lot of them were like Monday Night Football stuff, so we'll post those after. But I think this is the time where people can go ahead. Oh, here we go. Trey said Dame can rap. The rest need to put the mic down. I heard. I haven't listened to Dame, but I have heard that he's
Yeah,
not terrible.
Dame Dame for he's good. I mean, some people are good at it. You know what I mean? Like, but some people stink at it.
Whoa, I don't know. Do you guys see this? This is kind of tweaky. Unless someone else has the same name as me. Just put.
Oh, it's probably because I did it through the streaming.
Oh, I was like, damn, like there's another Tasso in here.
Oh wait, what are you talking about? Darren Wall, the Instagram message?
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. On my side, it says Ev, but it's probably because we're on the same account.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn, I'm like, there's another Tasso in the chat. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it's his song. I found it. His song is called Top Play, and it just
okay.
It's good.
Yeah, check that out if you want to go ahead and listen to Darren Waller's hit song. Yeah, so let's go ahead, guys. Go ahead and start. Now you can spam the chat with all your plays. So I'll give you guys a couple of minutes here, kind of let the plays load up. So go ahead and anything you
I want Trey's
like,
top play too.
You know, we'll go ahead and yeah, Trey throw in your top play. Like we'll kind of go ahead and like I did last couple of weeks, like you guys throw out your plays, we'll plug them into Outlier and see how they go up.
Yeah, guys, it says it like on the Tassis and I are like sharing our back end streaming account here, so you'll see Guy Boston Sports, but like it's on my end it says I posted, like we have like a little private chat here that we can see it. So yes, it looks good for your end. Tassis just confusing people as always.
Typical performance. All right, well we'll start. We got one already. So Garrett Wilson here from LeBron over 65.5 receiving yards. What's up, LeBron, my guy? He was huge a couple weeks ago. Had a couple of really good player props a few weeks back.
LeBron Ferguson, that's a sweet name.
Crazy name. Love it. Sounds like you should be really good at basketball. Like legit, like it kind of like LeBron Ferguson. I feel like that's a guy who like should be averaging 20 points per game in the NBA. Thank you. Yeah, like, that's a guy. Maybe because it sounds so close to LeBron, but like LeBron Ferguson,
that's
like
probably all it is, really.
But it should that LeBron Ferguson should be averaging 26 and 6 in the NBA right now.
Yeah. But LeBron, if you're not, and whatever you're doing, I'm sure you're crushing life, man.
Imagine LeBron is like a polo player, not even close to what I just said. All right, so Garrett Wilson was over 65.5 receiving yards. Here's the numbers here. You grabbed it from -109 on DraftKings. A couple other spots as well. Let's go 2025. Pretty good so far this year. 3 out of 4 games he's cashed it, averaging 77.75 receiving yards per game. Only game he didn't cash it was versus Buffalo, and the Jets quarterbacks obviously had a really rough go of it in that game. Right now, he is dominating the target share, 36.5% target share. Pretty good, obviously. They don't really have any other wide receivers besides Garrett Wilson. Yep. Otherwise, they're using Breece Hall and Mason Taylor a lot. From a matchup standpoint, again, Dallas, we know receiving yards per game, really, really bad versus wide receivers, dead last. We already have Justin Fields over in passing yards. To me, that's an easy play. Like, if Justin Fields is going to cash his passing yard prop, it's not crazy to think that Garrett Wilson is going to get 66 yards there.
Are we, Tassis, are we just going through the people's chat, or we build a parlay?
So what I usually do is first I go through the people's plays, have a couple picks I throw into our like single bet category, and then we'll go into parlays.
Sweet.
So I'll do like 5 or 6 community plays, and then we'll do our parlay after that. But I like to give people a little chance to throw their plays out there. So I'm gonna add that one to the card. So that's going.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. And honestly, like you already mentioned it too. We already in a different way talked about why we would like that. The defense of Dallas. We like Justin Fields to pass the ball. So it's like you already said it. Garrett Wilson will be he'll be the benefactor of that.
I mean, look at all these receiver numbers against the Cowboys. Like it's crazy. It's a lot of green there.
Yep.
You know, I mean, look at rookie Luther Burden had 101 yards. Wan'Dale Robinson had 142. Malik Neighbors 167. So 66 yards for Garrett Wilson to me should not be that difficult. So that's one. We're adding that one to the card. We're looking for like 4 or 5 more, and then we'll do parlays.
You want to let's do trays really quickly. We could talk about it, see if we like it.
All right, you want to go highlight it because I don't see.
Yeah, right.
Someone, one of the bots subscribed.
Hey, you know what? Now who's winning? Now we have real estate in your head, you bots.
I really like David Montgomery over 49.5 rushing yards. Too many reasons to type out. Oh, well, Trey's really down on his Bengals right
He
now.
really is, man.
I almost don't want to look it up just because I want him to be confident in his team, but I get it. It's been a rough go for the Cincinnati Bengals the last few weeks. Let me cancel that out. All
Trey's
right.
like, I want all the overs on the Lions, all the unders on the Bengals.
Trey has an alt bet going on right now. Lions minus 24.5 against the Bengals, I'm pretty sure. Let's see, where's the rushing yards? So we have 49.5. It's minus 146. So you might, from an odd standpoint, it might be more beneficial to go up a little bit to like 53.5, maybe. We'll see how it looks. 2025 numbers. He had the big game versus Baltimore. He did cash versus Chicago, Green Bay, and Cleveland. Two pretty good defenses, specifically against the run.
I think
Little,
situationally, I like Trey Spot simply because like if they are winning this game by a ton, right? Like who are they going to ground and pound it with? Are they going to risk injury with Jameer Gibbs, or are they going to let David Montgomery be the workhorse? So I think that game script wise, that's just what it is, or that's what I like
yeah.
most about it, I guess I should say.
Rushing yards allowed, Bengals up there, definitely 26th in the league versus running backs second worst in the league. So yeah, they're definitely running backs are gashing them this year. And again, like I think if the Lions do go up big early, they are probably going to lean to the run game. And like you said, Montgomery being RB2, he'll probably
Yep.
get some extra looks. I do want to see what his run share is looking like right now. Still pretty high,
Yeah,
36.1. He just
there's a
hasn't
clear
really.
cut. There's a clear cut who's better or who is the premier back, but I think we all knew that too, right? So it's like I think that that's pretty high for what you'd expect.
I mean, that one game versus Baltimore really upped his numbers. But like, I'm looking for yards per attempt. I mean, it's been 1.3, but you can't really take the Cleveland game too seriously. Their defense is just so good against the run. So I mean, I get that. Green Bay also not bad. Yeah, I don't hate this one, Trey. I'm not gonna lie. Minus 146, I don't love it, but obviously, if you really want to, you can go ahead and add.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. Montgomery is from Cincinnati. His sister was paralyzed. Oh, geez, and lives here still. She hasn't seen him play live from high school. All right. Well, when you see stuff like that it's hard not to bet on it.
That sounded like it was like a spam chat, like a fake. Is that true, Trey? That's crazy.
This is his first time playing
That's
professionally in Cincy.
wow. Do we just put the rent on David Montgomery now? Damn,
I mean,
Trey.
that's something that you're going to see like in the broadcast. They're going to stop the game for a few seconds to talk about it. I mean, that's good.
Wow. I
I
mean,
like
I mean,
that's a wild deep diving right there.
that is damn.
I like it though.
Love it.
You know what? It's on the card. It's on the card. We're putting it. Oh man, hometown in sight. Yeah, I think this is. Oh, he caught it at minus 125. All right, well that makes sense. Honestly, even at minus 146, I think I'm going to take it now that you said
With
that.
the
Maybe
sister angle, I'd play that up to minus 350.
home, first time playing at home in front of the crowd. His sister's paralyzed. I mean, all that stuff kind of goes into it. I mean, shout out David Montgomery. I guess that's
Shout out Trey too.
shout out Trey too. Yeah, shout out Trey. All right, let's see. I didn't see this one before. They're atrocious. How much time you got? That was me with the Patriots last year. It's like, don't get me started on how bad.
Yeah, I
this
know.
team is.
It
All
sucks
right,
that you can like bet your home. People always say don't bet your home team and stuff like that. But like when they're bad, you really know the angles. It's like instead of going the opposite of where you're just like a delusional fan and taking overs for your guys or wins for your team, spread picks for your team. When they're bad, you know exactly why they're bad, and I actually think that that's an angle that people can come from. You should never
yeah.
like biasly take it, but when you know the weaknesses of your team, it's a lot better than knowing the strengths.
Oh, that's one thing. I don't like betting against my own team, but like last year in the videos, I was like every week I was like, all right, who's playing the Patriots? Take them. Just
Yeah,
take them. It's gonna
yeah.
hit you. It's gonna hit more often than not. All right, so let's go back here. This is one I know I saw a few times today from Mink X. Saquon Barkley over in receiving yards. So let's go ahead and look at that. Like I said, we're looking for 2 or 3 more plays, and then we'll start doing some parlays.
Sweet.
Let's see. Saquon Barkley. My computer will load fast enough. All right, so he's receiving yards. We're going over. Looks like we can do 14.5. It's minus 125. That looks pretty good. Over 14.5. So far this year, he's cashed it in 2 of 4. He had 31 versus the Bucks, 24 week 1 versus Dallas. KC and LA a little lower on that spectrum. He is third in targets, 16.8% target share, 16 targets this year. AJ and Devontae obviously a little higher. My biggest problem here is this right here. I mean, 54% run rate versus 46% pass rate. This team does not like throwing the football at all. Only once this year have they had more than 26 passing plays in a game. So that would be my biggest concern. The Broncos right now 11th in receiving yards allowed versus running backs, though. Ooh, a little gem there.
Yeah.
25th, 42.2 receiving yards allowed per game to running backs. Let's look below here. Chase Brown had 31 last week. Amari Hampton at 59. Jonathan Taylor at
Every
50.
starter has hit it.
Yeah. Yeah, because Najee got hurt in that game versus Denver. So, like, that was, and he got hurt pretty early on. Samaje P. Ryan, again, backup running back, but Pollard had 29. So that's pretty good, honestly.
Yeah,
And honestly, Saquon, he's better than, all these guys.
right. This could take one play and it's over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The only thing I do worry and kind of get concerned with is the fact that like that this Eagles offense is trying to get that run game back to where it was last year. Like just you know what I mean? Like to be able to say, okay, let's go just do this. I think they are like bottom 5 or something like that in rushing yards per carry, middle of the pack in terms of rushing yards per game. Like this is a team that just beat people up on the ground, obviously with Saquon in that offensive line last year. So the only concern I have is with this is a really good game that we can expect, right? I think a lot of people see how the Broncos are viable in this one and whatnot. Do the Eagles come in with the mindset of pound Saquon versus versus like throw it to him? But again, this is a low line, all things considered.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, I didn't think the Broncos defense was that low. I mean, 41 yards per game receiving to running backs. Like I said, you see some big Jonathan Taylor 50, Amari Hampton 59, Pollard 29, like Chase Brown 31. Like that's pretty damn good.
Yep.
And again, the only running back that I think is in the same ballpark, close to that same ballpark, is Taylor. And look at the lines; they were all low like this. I mean, they crushed the line. So I don't know if you're down for it. I'm adding this to the play sheet. I think this is pretty good.
I'm liking it.
From the matchup and for minus 125. Like, he only needs 15. Like you said, one play realistically, and you could get this. So
Like
I
I will, like I said, I think the only it's not even a negative, but I don't know if it works in terms of like how I see this game going. But if this was higher, that'd be the case. This is 14 and a half yards. That's 2 catches, 1 catch. You know what I mean? Like it's not. What are his receptions at? Can you just look at that and look at what the odds are for his receptions? So 2.5
is minus 115 on ESPN.
Okay, so say he gets 2 or 3 receptions, that should be enough, right? To be able
He's got
to
4. Yeah. He's 4 receptions in 3 of the 4 games.
I like that. I think if we get 3 receptions or even 2 from Saquon, this is a really live line.
Yeah, no, it's looking good. I mean, you look at the target share. I mean, 21%, 14, 15. Like, it's not high, but he is getting some work in this offense. So, yeah, the biggest thing I was concerned with was how much are they actually throwing the football and how much is he going to get targeted. But that's pretty good. I can't lie. Shout out to Mink X. That's a pretty good one. All right, let's do one more, and then we'll do parlay. This is one we could look at here. How about rushing plus reception, or rushing receiving yards for Taylor against the Raiders from Robert Grooms. So we'll take a look at that. I mean, I do like the Raiders a little bit today. Like, I know they have some injuries. Brock Bowers is out, Colton Miller, but I think they're going to keep that game closer than people think. Let's see. The Colts do have a good matchup, though. That Raiders defense is not very good. Generally speaking, we'll go a little deeper into it. Let's see. All right, so his line is set 110.5. Let's just see if we can't find a little bit better. Yeah, I'll do 107.5. Rushing plus receiving, it's minus 114 on FanDuel. Again, you don't have that. You can kind of add a little bit. Tyler Goodson is out. DJ Giddens will get. I mean, that doesn't really affect too much. So far this year, 2 of 4 games, he's cashed it. He obviously had a really big game versus Denver, 50 receiving yards, 165 rushing yards. He had 102 rushing yards and 16 receiving yards versus Tennessee. And then the other 2 games, I mean, he's got at least 96 rushing plus receiving in every game this year. So he's at least in the same vicinity as this. Let's see. The big thing is the defensive matchup. So overall, Raiders this year, 13th in rushing yards allowed, 22nd in receiving versus running backs. Ooh, not what you want to necessarily see. 10th in rushing yards allowed to running backs, 8th in receiving yards allowed to running backs. Not exactly the best spot. The only one is Jeremy McNichols. Everybody else went under. So I'm going to go ahead and say we probably avoid this one unless you see something I don't see or have a different feeling on this.
I don't mind. I think there is going to be like plenty of like big play, I would say, potential from Taylor in this game, just because I think that we're going to see a lot of offense from the Colts. He's going to be a huge like benefactor of that and whatnot. So I don't mind it. I think that the line's pretty high though. So I think that that's where like I get a little deterred, you know?
Yeah, those defensive numbers are not terrible. LaRon said receiving for Taylor may be nice, but not rushing, in my opinion. Yeah, the rushing numbers, the Raiders' run defense actually, we go to the dashboard on Guy Boston Sports. I'm pretty sure the Raiders. Let's see DVOA numbers for them. Let's see Raiders, Colts go down. Yeah, Raiders' run defense right now is 11th in DVOA. This is a pretty good run defense. So I don't know. I don't know about that one. I think we might. I personally feel like we should leave it off. Someone said, "Why would you think Raiders can keep it close?" That sounds crazy. There is one reason. I think the Rams exposed it a little bit last week. That defense, their pass defense for the Colts, is a little alarming. They're 21st in passing yards allowed per game, but Matt Stafford threw for almost 400 yards on this defense. The Raiders have some question marks. Brock Bowers is out. Colton Miller is out. Obviously, a lot of things point against them, but they have a very strong run defense. I think the Colts offense, you flip it over, top 10 running offense. They do rely on the run a little bit in this one. I think the Raiders' run defense can slow them down, force Danny Dimes to throw a little bit more. It's still Daniel Jones at the end of the day. And then I think the Raiders' offense, like if Geno Smith doesn't throw 3 picks, they win that game. And I know it's a big, change, but like they have been moving the ball. Like their offense, like Geno Smith can move the ball, they can get yards. I just think that it's the turnovers have been killing them. But as long as Geno can be a little more conservative there, we could. And then also they got Genty going last week, so that's another big thing. So who's going to make plays for the Raiders though is my question. Well, Genty. I mean, Genty obviously had a really big game last week. Hopefully he'll continue building on that. They have Jacoby Myers. I mean, Trey Tucker's had a couple really big games for them this year. I get why it's crazy, and I don't think they're going to win the game. I think the spread's like 8. I think up to 8 or 8.5 at this point, or 7.5. I think they're going to keep this game within a touchdown. Their offense, they can make plays. Like Geno Smith can move the ball downfield, and this Colts pass defense, I have some question marks about it. So, those are my thoughts on that game. One more, and then we'll do. LaRon keeps saying about Dalton Schultz. I've seen him say it a couple times, so I'll give LaRon his flowers here.
I'm gonna go grab a water. I'll be right back.
Go for it. All right, Dalton Schultz over 27.5 receiving yards. My last play. Just need the confirmation. All right, let's go ahead and we'll throw that up, and then when Ev gets back, we'll start doing parlays and we'll end the stream. I know we've been going a little long here, as we typically do with these live streams, but I like talking player props with you guys. All right, Dalton Schultz over 27.5 receiving yards. It's minus 112 on DraftKings, so pretty good value. He's cashed in all 4 games this year. Very narrow cashes, but cashes nonetheless. Pretty good numbers. We do have some head-to-head data. Last year they played him in Christmas. He only had 21 yards in the game, but the Texans got shelled in that one. That's 19.5, not really relevant here. So 27.5. Again, so far this year, pretty good. The matchup, kind of drum roll please moment here. Ravens 29th in receiving yards allowed per game versus tight ends, 29th. So that's pretty damn good. I mean, they're weak defense versus tight ends. Pretty good numbers there. We'll go down here. Tight ends, Kelsey cashes line, Fannin, Njoku, Kincaid, Knox. Only Sam Laporta was the only one who didn't cash this line versus Baltimore. They give a lot of yards to tight ends. And you look at Dalton Schultz, he's number 2 in target share, 18.4. Yeah, this is a pretty good spot. I'm not gonna lie. They pass the ball at a decent rate, 56%. And considering the strength of this Ravens pass defense, I think they're gonna have to throw it a little bit. So Dalton Schultz over 27.5 receiving yards, really not bad. The only number that would concern me is the fact that they played last year and he did not come close to this. He had 21, or I guess semi-close. But that's obviously a very different Ravens team. So I don't know, Ed, what do you think? I know you were gone for a little bit.
I just by what I'm seeing on the screen, I don't mind. I think that this is, a guy that should be targeted more than even has been, and even still, he's been cashing his overs. Like I think Dalton Schultz is like the fact that do you remember, was it the beginning or the sort of end of last year? It must have been after they had all those injuries. Dalton Schultz started to be really, really like targeted heavily and gone to, and he became really good.
Well, because they lost like all their wide receivers.
That's right.
It was basically all they had left.
So my thing is like, when did that? Like he's still good. You know what I mean? Like we saw it even when he was in Where did he play before? Dallas? Is that
Dallas,
like
yeah.
right? Like this is a good like he should be if they want to start winning games or change some things. I think that he should be a guy that's a little bit more involved. So I don't mind it. I mean, to be honest, the only thing that I would say that makes me scared is that he could just be iced out. Like he really could.
Yeah. I think we got it. I think that's our final like single bet public play. I think the numbers all look pretty good. So we'll add that to the card. Again, all these plays will be posted on the website after this video is done. I think we've been going for over an hour, Ev. I know it's a little long, but this is typically what happens here. We kind of going for a while, but we'll finish off here. I like to do a touchdown, anytime touchdown parlay, usually 3 or 4 legs, and then maybe we'll do like a little 3-leg, like just random prop. So 2 little parlays. We'll go quick with those. You guys ever consider doing an open mic type thing on Discord, like a live betting chat? We have talked about before, like going live during like a game. We've had conversations. Obviously, the biggest problem would be scheduling for both of us because we're both
this I think Brennan means like bringing people on too, like
being
able to talk with us, which we definitely have talked about. Honestly, like that is a really good idea that we should do. But the only thing I'd say, Toss, I know you'd agree with this because when we talked about it, it's like the crazy thing is that seems like I'm not saying Brennan's saying this, but that seems like it's an easy thing to do and really easy to put together. It's not all that easy. Like, you know what I mean? So I would really love to do that. I will say that.
Yeah, I think you did one with baseball not too long ago. We talked about this where like you did an open mic with like MLB and like it was a challenge getting people into the live stream. So yeah, it's definitely a challenge.
Discord could definitely be a way to do that. I know our guy Kyle Kerms does something similar and stuff too. So maybe that is something that we can do within our Discord, which by the way, guys, we do have a free Discord. I'll post a link in the chat right now. If you guys do want to join, it's free. No, like, you know what I mean? It's just pretty much a group chat talking about sports. Doesn't get much better.
Yeah, Gus said live show for games would be awesome as well. We talked about like I think definitely this show we're doing live every Sunday from now on. Like this is a new thing that we're gonna stick to this. We've had conversations about like live stuff. Obviously, like I said, I think it's something we're gonna explore further. But it just planning and then obviously, like I said, scheduling is always a little bit difficult because I work a full-time job. Ev obviously does this all the time too.
And you guys see how much Paris has me going on vacations. Every weekend we're at a new wedding or we're doing something. I was just 11 days in Europe, which was awesome, but still it's a lot.
Yeah, so it's just tough. But I think definitely at some like we're going to keep doing this, and I think maybe at some point this year we'll experiment. Maybe like we talked about maybe like if we have an H to H, which you guys haven't seen H to H, check that out. It's the show Ev and I do every week. Maybe like if we have a bet going against each other, like fade me and like Sunday Night Football or something, we hop on live like second half and go. We've had conversations, but nothing concrete yet. But stay tuned. Like I said, I think we're definitely going to look into that. But all right, guys, let's finish up here. We'll start with anytime touchdown. So I'll give you guys like a minute or two. Start throwing your plays here. We're going to do a 3-leg anytime touchdown player prop parlay. So throw in your touchdown props. I've seen a couple of people mention a few, but we'll go through. Brennan said, absolutely love the early morning shows. I need people wake up for Sunday morning. All my friends all sleep till game time around 1. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like I don't do it anymore. When I was in college, like that was probably like Sunday morning. I'd go out Saturday night with my boys. We go out to the bar. I'd come home like 3-4 in the morning. Then I wake up at like 12:45, and it's like, oh, football's on.
Easier life back then.
Yeah, nowadays it's like I wake up early for work and the gym and stuff, and now it's like even if I want, like today I went to a wedding last night, got home super late, was still up at 7 a.m. on the dot. Like, I just can't sleep past 7.
What are the odds that we kind of look for here from a 3-leg anytime touchdown parlay? Does it depend?
Typically, I don't have any like criteria. I just plus money. I don't really like the minus 120s and the minus 110. Like Jahmyr Gibbs, for example, is always one that gets thrown out. And like I get it, he does score touchdowns a lot, but I like seeing value. This one I got to look at because he's been mentioning it a few times in the live stream. So I'll give him. He's been patient. Woody Marks. I've seen him comment on Woody Marks like 7 times. So we'll go ahead and reward that dedication to Woody Marks. So we'll go ahead and look that up. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me update the parameters here.
I don't mind that Woody Marks. He's gonna start getting more and more carries and everything.
Yeah. So we'll look at that real quick. Woody Marks. Nope, not Craig Woodson. Woody Marks, anytime touchdown. So plus money, depending where you're getting it. I don't know. We'll probably use either FanDuel or Draft. I typically use FanDuel or DraftKings. Um, but we'll see. So he scored 2 touchdowns last week versus Tennessee. The Ravens right now touchdowns against. They give up the second most touchdowns in the league versus running backs. The second most touchdowns, 1.8. So that's pretty damn good. Looking down at Woody Marks last week. Look at the red zone. Let's see, rush share, receptions target. This is touchdown, so you're not going to be able to see it, I guess. But he did get quite a bit of work in the red zone. He got a red zone target and a red zone run last week. From a reception standpoint, he right now is 7%. He has 8 targets so far this year. But from a run standpoint, he's coming up on Nick Chubb. 29% run share, 29 carries. Red zone carries, he's tied with Chubb.
Last 2 weeks. I mean, obviously this is a team that hasn't been in the red zone much, but last 2 weeks he's had both. They've only had 1 red zone rush attempt as a team in the last 2 weeks. He's had both of them.
I do want to see the run share here. Here we go. Yeah, so look at last week.
Yep.
I mean, they ran the ball 35 times. He had 17 carries. That's a 49% run share last week. He had a 32% run share the week before. So you're starting to see the last couple of weeks, Texans relying. I mean, Nick Chubb, I get it. Nick Chubb looks a little bit washed right now, if we're being honest. He's definitely not the guy he used to be.
Now, the odds are good here, but the only thing I do worry about, wow, you can get Nick Chubb for plus 300. Holy crap. But the only thing I worry about is the goal line. The goal line is kind of like what worries me, I guess, in a sense. Like, I still think Nick Chubb's going to be their goal line guy.
That's probably true. I mean, look at the Ravens, though. Like, red zone efficiency, their defense is really bad. Really bad.
31st in touchdowns against the running back, yeah.
Pacheco, Gibbs had 2, Montgomery had 2, Sampson had 1. It looks like every game at least one running back had a touchdown against them, and some of them 2. I don't know. What do you think? You want to maybe hold off on this, or maybe
let's put Woody Marks in the back burner simply because like this is a parlay, right?
Yeah.
I would say if this is like a straight play, I'm in. I'm in. I'm good to go with it. I think if it's a parlay, there may be, and hopefully that makes sense to Derek who posted that, right? I think that's a really good straight play. I think he could get reverse vultured because he's kind of the vulture in a sense, right? To Chubb maybe on the goal line. But I think that could be like a parlay killer, but it also could really make it a banger. So I think that's a good straight play. Let's put it on the back burner for the parlay. And if we need it, we can fit it in.
All right. So that's a good one. Let's go ahead. I've seen a couple of these ones. Kenneth Walker, anytime touchdown. So we'll go ahead and we'll throw that up. We'll see. I do think the Woody Marks, if it comes down to it, is not terrible. So we can circle back if we need to. Kenneth Walker, anytime touchdown. Plus money on most places. I don't mind if it's minus 105. I don't really care too much. As long as it's not like minus 150. I don't think it's worth it to do a touchdown prop for minus 150 or minus 130. First and foremost, Tampa Bay, 2.8 touchdowns per game versus running backs, 0.8. So that's something to look at. So far in 2025, he's cashed in 2 of 4 games. He had 2 touchdowns versus the Saints, 1 versus the Steelers. So not terrible. 3 touchdowns already on the year for him. They do run the ball a pretty healthy amount. Looking down below at the rushing attempts, he's by far number 1, 47.2% run shares. Charbonnet is right there, has 19 fewer carries. Red zone, him and Charbonnet actually are splitting. It's 10-10.
Yep.
So that's a bit concerning. Look at running back touchdowns versus Tampa Bay. Barkley had 1, and then Nick Chubb had 1, and Bijan had 1. So
and that Nick Chubb one was the one that they said that they like gave it to him so that they can get the ball back. Remember that was the Monday Night Football game. So that was a real one.
Yep. So so I don't know. The numbers don't look great here. The Bucs run defense has actually been pretty good. Okay efficiency in the red zone. I don't know how you feel about this one. I'm not crazy about it.
I definitely don't mind it. I think that he is like I'm a big Kenneth Walker guy in terms of him versus Charbonnet. Like I think there's a clear cut better back and everything like that. So I would say I'm okay to throw that in there, to be honest. But if I'll give you the jury execution or whatever the saying is, like if you want to keep it you keep it in like the we already have like the waiting list with Woody Marks. I'm okay to put it in there as well. But I do like Kenneth Walker.
All right. Well, I want to put it in the waiting list. I think it's a good one.
We got one to someone to skip the line here. Toss is a $1.99 super chat over on YouTube.
Okay.
Brennan hitting us up again here. Tyler Warren anytime touchdown.
Ooh, okay. I think I might like that one. Let's see.
Shout out to Brennan for the $2 there. Really do appreciate it.
How about just real quick the Bears' decision to draft Colston Loveland over Tyler Warren? I didn't get it then. I don't get it now. I think Tyler Warren's going to be disgusting. He's been really good so far.
Yeah.
All right. First and foremost, looking at matchup just off the bat, Raiders 2.5 touchdowns per game versus tight ends.
That's a little.
No tight end has scored a touchdown versus the
Who
Raiders.
have they gone up against here? Hunter. I mean, it's not the craziest of tight ends, to be honest.
Hunter Henry's probably the best of this list. I mean, Cole Kmet,
And yeah, I mean that. Yeah.
Ertz, Conklin. I mean, they really haven't gone through a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if that.
It just means it's due. It just means a tight end is due for a touchdown
Right.
here. He has one so far. He had a touchdown last week versus the Rams, so he has one already. That's his first career touchdown. He is second on the team in targets and only 2 fewer than Pittman, so they're throwing to him a lot. Red zone, he's number 1 with 3, and I do think the Colts are going to be able to move the ball here.
Okay, Rams play a ton of zone, I believe. Let me you keep going. I'm gonna try and see the zone, like zone target share for him. Like, is he a guy that gets a ton of targets when they're in the zone? You know what I'm saying? Or when going up against zone? Let's see.
Their red zone defense has been pretty good. 4th in red zone efficiency defensively. They've been pretty good in the red zone. Their pass defense obviously is not great. They don't have the best pass rush. I mean, just from an overall standpoint, like I see the value, and there's a lot of metrics that point against this. I mean, it's for plus. If we do FanDuel or DraftKings, you're getting it like plus 160. Ooh. I mean, he is getting heavily looked at. I don't know if you...
when in the red zone against zone. Now, obviously, small sample size. 40% of the targets Tyler Warren's getting so far through how many games? 4. That's something. What about with no red zone here? Let's see. This is just against zone, right?
Yeah.
23%, just behind Pittman. It kind of follows their norm. Actually, no, he's just behind Pittman. What? That's an interesting one. There is. You're right. There's stuff saying yes and no to it though. And like, is that a parlay piece? Is that a parlay? Like, this might be another. This is the back burner central. This might be one where I really like it as a standalone play. You're getting plus 170-ish, plus 160. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mind that as a single play.
All right, so we got 3. Maybe we will just do one parlay. I think one parlay will be.
It's probably easier when you're just doing this alone and it's one person. Now we have 2 minds that are like, I don't know, just a little bit more like indifference.
But I think it's better though. I think it's better. I think we're making some smarter decision making here. All right, so we're not done with it. We'll put it on the back burner.
I like all 3 of those back burner plays for regular plays though. I do think that I would rank it with Warren, Marks, then Walker in a sense, but I do think that they're viable in a sense.
This one I'm gonna put because they put the play and they put a reasoning behind it. So
we also got a not a play, but I want to give a shout out to a super chat here from Tim Akers, $4.99. Appreciate it, guys.
Appreciate you, Tim. Thank you, man. H-Town Legend said James Cook anytime touchdown, but he also added, with you guys both being Pats fans, I definitely want to hear if you all think Cook gets in the end zone today. I mean, I already have an opinion on this because I did the Sunday Night Football picks video. I'll let you talk first, but I have an opinion on this play already.
I mean, he scores every single game, right?
Pretty much.
Like, and it's probably crazy odds. I think James Cook is obviously live for a touchdown always.
Oh God, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, he's look at his he's scored. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 touchdowns in the last 10 games.
He's got
this year he has 5 already.
5 this year through 4 games.
Dustus, I took James Cook over 3.5 touchdowns last year as one of my futures.
Yeah,
he led the league in touchdowns.
I
now
know.
he's
I know.
It's,
well,
it's
they
crazy.
finally started using him on the running game.
I know.
I personally don't like this just from a value standpoint, and I'm very adamant about that. Like, because the thing is, like, New England does have a pretty good run defense. I think he definitely scored the touchdown. He did both times he played them last year, but for like minus 205 or like minus 2, if we're using DraftKings or FanDuel, minus 205 or minus 220, it's just not worth the risk.
This would have to be a Cook touchdown parlay bills in my mind if you think that they're going to be like just like something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is a parlay piece, not the type of like not lottery, but longer shot parlay piece that we're talking about though, in a sense.
Yep. Yeah. Tim says, I truly believe that the Pats are going to cover the spread. If you guys watch my Sunday Night Football video, spoiler alert, and then I know I'm waiting. I haven't seen him yet. I'm going to get the comments in that video like, oh, here we go. Pats fan picking the Pats. But I generally think they're going to cover that spread. But all right, so all right, we don't have one. We're looking for three. We don't have
Yeah,
one
we
official
we,
yet.
we, we, we we need people to step up here. We have a lot of back burner pieces. Our goal here is to get one that me and Tassos can see the like I'm in. You know what I mean? So let's see what we got.
Well, look at here. Brennan even said like about the Kenneth Walker one. Charbonnet kind of keeps stealing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ev just super. Yeah, Ev, you did glitch a little bit there. I'm not gonna lie. You're even on my screen. You're getting really fuzzy.
Yeah.
All
We'll
right,
see.
come on, guys.
It sound okay
Let's
right
get
now?
some more touchdown. Let's see some more touchdown. Otherwise, we're gonna have to just kind of go on our own here and find some. But keep throwing your touchdown player props out at us.
Danny with a $5 super chat says Chuba's out. Miami plays a ton of man coverage in the red zone. Bryce Young rushing touchdown.
All right, let's go ahead and look at that. Bryce Young rushing touchdown. That's interesting.
Because just off the top of my head, that Miami team blitzes a lot. They don't pressure easily do so. If they blitz and he sees a little bit of an opening, boom.
All right, over half a touchdown. Ooh, wow. Look at the odds on that.
Danny, I don't mind that. That's another single play, though. We can't put a plus 500 into a parlay, but you know what? I don't mind it.
Yeah, he had one touchdown this year. He had a rushing versus Atlanta. I mean, the Dolphins 26th in touchdowns allowed versus quarterbacks. Oh, they're giving up a touchdown a game on the ground. Look at the quarterbacks. Look at that. Fields 1, May 1, Daniel Jones 2. Surprisingly, Josh Allen's the only quarterback who didn't get a rushing touchdown against the Dolphins. Again, that's a really good one. That's a really good one. Ev, I think you're frozen on my screen.
I can leave and go back. You can go to work.
You might have to leave and come back because I'm talking to R2D2 right now. There we go. All right, he'll come back in a second. This is unbelievable. Such a great live video. Yeah, I know. Everyone's been commenting. I know the echo. I've been in this new house now for a while, and I still haven't taken care of the echo, so that's my bad. All right, let's go. Let's see. We gotta get some plays in here. We've been on it for an hour and a half. We gotta get some touchdowns here. Sounds like a SoundCloud rapper. Yeah, it's pretty. Maybe biased as a New England fan, but Hunter Henry anytime touchdown plus 225. We'll definitely look at that because I do think that's not a terrible play. David Montgomery anytime touchdown. A couple good ones. Garrett Wilson and George Pickens. Ooh, now you guys are starting to throw some good ones at us. So let's go ahead. While he's trying to get back in, I'll kind of go through and look these up. So let's look at George Pickens here. Pickens anytime touchdown. Let's see what the value is. We're getting a plus money, so that's good. Jets obviously 23rd, in the NFL in touchdowns allowed, giving up 3 per game. Only 1 per game to wide receivers, so not the best matchup in that regards. He is number 2 in targets, but obviously with Lamb being out, he's going to continue to get more looks. No Dolphins receivers had touchdowns last week, and versus the Bucs, only Mike Evans. So they're not really giving up a lot of touchdowns to receivers. So maybe not Pickens necessarily, although Dallas obviously is a different level. But I don't mind Garrett Wilson. Obviously, he's already right there. We obviously already talked about his receiving yards. Dallas giving up a lot of touchdowns to wide receivers. Romeo Dubes had 3 last week. Adunze had 1. DJ Moore had 1. Burden had 1. Going down the list. Neighbors had 2. Wendell had 1. I like Garrett Wilson. I don't know where Ev is. Ev, you're back?
Yeah, can you hear me?
You're still a little robot-like.
Oh, man.
No, now
right.
Hold on. That sounded clear.
Okay. Well, let's see how it goes.
All right, I think you're good now.
right.
I just talked about someone gave out the play Garrett Wilson. I know we already have him receiving yards, but I think him touchdown. All the numbers look good. Look good, and the value is not terrible. It's plus 120 on plus 130 on DraftKings, plus 135 on FanDuel. I think that could be our first official. That could be our first official one.
Okay, I like it. I'm in. By the way,
right,
shout out to CR in the chat here. Njoku, 24 yards at half.
Yeah, that was a good one. Ev.
Whoa! We still need a yard.
Yeah, I don't want to
settle down.
Yet, but I'm saying that it's a good start. All right, so we'll do Garrett Wilson touchdown. So we have 1 leg. We're looking for 2 more legs. We have 3 on the back burner here. We got a few people have been throwing them in now. Let's see. Ted McMillan, anytime touchdown.
Hmm.
The rookie out of Arizona. Let's see. Over half touchdown.
Oh my! I
Dolphins,
mean, that,
26th in the NFL, giving up 3.2 touchdowns per game versus wide receivers, 21st, 1.2, so not bad from a matchup standpoint. He's yet to get his first career NFL touchdown reception, so he could be due.
hmm.
Um, he is far and away number one in terms of targets, 24.5% target share, so that's pretty good. Red zone targets, he's trailing
Yeah,
quite a bit.
yeah.
Renfro has been his guy, which has been
That's
fascinating to
a.
see.
I don't really mind it though. Like but
I think he's due, and I think Miami. This is a game where their defense is just not that great, specifically their pass defense.
yeah.
You're getting it if we do FanDuel or DraftKings plus 150, plus 140. I mean, it's not bad, honestly.
Novik too. You can do parlays on Novik now. They just updated
Yeah, so
that.
we could just go Novik with this. I kind of like. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like McMillan. I know there's not.
I think he's due.
I think he's due. And I think he's been. And the thing is, I know the red zone targets have been there, but he's been targeted heavily in this offense. Like this could be the week he finally gets that first touchdown.
Do we do it?
I think we do it. I'm feeling it. So we got two. So we got McMillan and we got Garrett Wilson. We need one more. Do we want to revisit any of those back burner ones? Brennan, I'm going to tell you right now, and I say this to every week, like the Marvin Harrison ones, you might as well just delete that right away because I'm not putting Marvin Harrison in any parlays until I see something from Mitsubishi Marv. The guy has been super inconsistent. So Rich Valley says, Lad, I don't know if you saw the live stream a few weeks ago. Rich Valley, very interesting back and forth. He was very high on Juju Smith-Schuster, although he wasn't right that week. The next week, Juju scored a touchdown, and he was very high on that. So he says Lad McConkey. We obviously just talked about how we're not huge on McConkey.
But not from a touchdown perspective.
Not yeah. Let's look at that. So Lad McConkey.
Like I don't know if I hate. We did say we like Herbert over 1.5 touchdowns.
Some EV plus stuff on there too, which obviously is good. Plus two, pretty good odds, over 200. So far this year, he has not scored a touchdown. The Commanders 2.5 touchdowns per game versus wide receivers 1.2, so pretty good.
So we're gonna say like Tedero McMillan's do, but not Lad.
Not Lad McConkey, yeah. Red zone targets, he's got one. They are not really looking to. I'm gonna be honest. I don't, and it's funny because I know Rich Valley is definitely gonna go after me again because this is another one where he's very passionate, and I just said no. But I don't like this one. I think Keenan Allen, if we're going Chargers, would probably be the better bet. He seems to be getting a lot of looks.
Yeah, I took his over 4.5 receptions today too. We just got to. Yeah, I think we pass on Lad. I mean, it's crazy because like the same reasoning as to why we like McMillan. We're saying like no to McConkey in a sense, but whatever. We did just get another super chat from Tim. Alvin Kamara anytime touchdown. That's a really interesting one because there's a backfield little split there and like who even knows type of thing what's going on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting one because I bet we get good odds for a guy that's plus around just a little over even for a guy that's obviously still really good but just on a terrible team.
Well, then look at this. So I don't know if you saw, or if anybody here saw the Oracle this week, but that sounded like I just shit on myself. I'm just meaning like I don't know if you guys have watched.
So I spent all this time making, editing, and producing a video. I don't know if anybody watched it.
That's not how I meant to say it, but I actually think the Saints are winning this game. I think the Saints. There's a weird thing with the lines in Vegas where it's like they're baiting people and taking the Giants, and I feel like the Saints are going to win this game. The Giants are giving up 1.2 touchdowns per game to running backs, which is bottom 5 in the league, which obviously is good for us.
Okay.
Bad for the Giants. Go down below here. Amari Hampton had 1. Kareem Hunt had 1. Sanders, Javonte each had 1. So decent. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt had 1. So pretty good. Pretty good numbers from that. From a matchup standpoint, it's not bad. The Giants' run defense this year, 29th. So they're not very good against the run. So a couple good numbers there. Kamara this year has scored 1 touchdown. He scored week 1 versus the Cardinals. Look down below. He's 4th among targets, so he is getting some work in the passing game. Red zone targets, he gets 2, so he's 3rd in red zone target share behind Olave and Juwan Johnson. And then rushing attempts, obviously he's not even far and away ahead of Kendre Miller, 57.5% run share. Red zone attempts 7, 43. I mean, he's getting good work. Giants give him a healthy amount of touchdowns. He seems to be the go. Kendrick Miller does steal some from him a little bit. You see 5 red zone carries, but he is getting a 43.8% run share in the red zone, and in general, a really high run share. So that's not bad, honestly.
No, I definitely don't. I don't mind that one. I do think that Miller is starting to get more and more like share in terms of rushing, red zone rushing, anything, any which way you want to put it. But we're still only like 1 week in, not 1 week, but like into that experiment in a sense. Do you know what I mean? Like last week, yeah, he did really well. And he still, I think, only had like 11 rushes last week. So I don't mind this one.
Ev, do you see what he said though? Tim, like when someone, I'm very easily influenced. If you tell me somebody's due and trust me, I have to take your word for
All
it.
right,
Now,
let's lock him in. He's due. We
if
know
you're
he's due.
wrong, I'll never look at you again, Tim, and I'm sorry about that, but I'll never use your pick again. But I am. You know what? Look at that. He's. Well, hold on. Walker, we're not putting. I don't think we're putting Walker in, but we'll put Kamara. So that's 3.
All right.
We have 3. Do we want to put any of the back burner ones as a 4th one? Or are we good with just 3?
Let's. We got another super chat.
All right.
Scatabo anytime touchdown from Brennan. Same game. I think we pick one of those two, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
this is a game that's messy.
You can look at them. Cam Scatabo.
I think what we do is our first decision is, do we take Kamara or Scatabo? I think that I don't know if I think we're playing with some. I mean, they'll probably both score now that I'm saying this, but I think we're playing with fire if we're looking at that game and having 2 of our touchdown scores in that thing.
I know. Touchdowns against, obviously Saints are low versus running backs low, 1.2, so pretty good. Matchup standpoint, going down here real quick. Cook had 1, Walker had 2, McCaffrey had 1, Connor had 1, so pretty good. Scatabo so far this year has 2 touchdowns. He got it in the Dallas game and the KC game. Going down here to targets. He right now 12.3% target share, so he's getting passed to quite a bit. Red zone targets only 1, so I don't think we're going to get too much work from a passing standpoint. Rushing, he is number 1. He's definitely overtaking Tyrone Tracy, 42.5%. It's obviously very, very good.
Tracy's
red zone rushing attempts. Wow, 58.3, 14 red zone carries this year. The Saints in the red zone, 30th in red zone efficiency, so pretty bad. Damn.
It's tough. I kind of like Kamara for the odds.
I like Kamara a little bit more, I'm going to be honest.
I like Scatabo, though. I don't think that's a bad look. So what do we have right now? We have Kamara, Tetero, McMillan, and Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson, yeah, those are the ones.
Plus 1120 on Novig.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
We also have another super chat, guys. You just keep coming with. Danny has another one here. I like this one. I don't know if it's Chris Godwin. I think that is a decent enough look there. I think that a second week back now could be a decent spot to consider.
I mean, Ev, we could just split this and do 2. We can do 2 3-leg. We have enough now. I feel like with the super chats went up, we have enough to do 2 3-leg. We could do that one, Kamara, Wilson, and Tet.
Should we get a if you guys like that in the chat? Should we do 2 anytime touchdown parlays? Put a 1 for yes or a 2 for no in the chat.
Because we have one. Like we have. I think that Garrett Wilson, Tet, and Kamara one's not bad. And then now we have. I think we'd start the second one with Scatabo. We'll look at Godwin here.
Okay,
and
let's
we have a back burner one still that we have waiting in the wing that we could throw.
So let's do that. I think that's worth doing. That's plus 1120 over on Novig right now, which is obviously very good. I'm gonna put a link to Novig in the chat for you guys. If people aren't on Novig right now, you're missing out. You can get the fact that they've introduced parlays. Say it again.
Was 1 yes or was 2 no? I can't remember. Like which
shit. I think 1 was yes. We'll do 2.
Because I see a lot of 1s, and I'm
all right. Let's just assume that's the dumbest thing that I mean, both of us are dumb there, but I forgot the minute I said it.
I honestly saw a bunch of 1s. I'm like, I don't remember what 1 means. 2, right? Wait, what? You can't do this to us. This is
no. I know what H-Town's saying. Okay. 1 means we're building 2.
Okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll do 2 then. I think that's an overwhelming.
I don't. Well, he's only played the 1 game, right? And I don't. I mean.
Yeah.
I don't. I really do. I like the idea that coming off a loss, now they kind of want to get back into gear, and like Chris Godwin with no Mike Evans. I know Emeka Egbuka has been so good and whatnot, but I really don't mind Godwin, especially Baker Mayfield. His passing touchdowns this week. is over 1.5. It's plus 120. I was thinking it was more like
Yeah,
even-ish odds.
well, Seattle's defenses. Look at this. Only
Yeah,
two wide
yeah,
receivers. That DK had one, and Marvin. Speaking of
yeah.
Mitsubishi Marv, uh, those are the only two. So I mean, they're not giving up many touchdowns to receivers. Um, I don't know, Ev. I think I'm going to hand this over to you. I personally would probably look for other avenues.
This
I
is
think.
I think I'm agreeing with Danny that this is a decent enough look, but I think because it's plus 200 odds, I would be okay with just taking this as like a single play, not in the parlay, I guess. I mean, I know that's only like 30 cents difference as to what we're looking at, but to me, because of Seattle's defense, it's enough to kind of like be like, all right, I do like it, but let's keep it as its own.
Yeah, Tasso gets confused enough. How do you do this to him? Yeah, it's true. I mean, you can't do this stuff to me. One equal. I like that everyone in the chat's like, yeah, one equals yes, you idiots. Like, yes.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we used big numbers.
We did 1 and 2, very big numbers. All right, I got to do this one, Ev, because I've seen it a few times now. So we got to give Montgomery a look here. I know we obviously already have his rushing yards as part of the ticket. We'll do touchdown. Obviously, oh no, nope, too high.
Wow.
Good play. He's probably gonna score a touchdown, but I think it's just too high of a.
Yeah.
Too high. All right, so we have one already confirmed. So we've got Wilson, Tet, and Kamara's one. The second one we have Scatabo. Scataboo. I don't know how it's.
I've heard both.
Yeah, I've heard both.
I've heard. I've heard. Why was I gonna say that? I think. I mean, I know we're looking at the chat here, but I can ask you and the chat. Like, what are our feelers on Derrick Henry anytime touchdown? Because it's like minus 140, which is crazy for Derrick Henry.
Yeah, but he's also struggled the last couple of weeks, and the Texans.
Yeah, but like you're telling me Cooper Rush, they get at all close to the red zone. We're looking at Cooper Rush with the ball in his hands.
Hey, listen, Cowboys fans know he delivers sometimes.
And to me,
with Lamar Jackson being out, I mean, there's literally no one to challenge his throne for rushing attempts.
I already took Derrick Henry 2+ touchdowns today too, just for like I think it was 0.1 units for plus 400.
I mean, head to head, he had a touchdown last year. So far this year, he's gotten 2. I'm okay with it because I do think like with Lamar being out, he's gonna get all the touches in the world. The one thing is how many times they're gonna get into the. I know I picked them on H to H, which is.
I know it's you're thinking how like how many times are they gonna have that opportunity?
Yeah. Sorry, can you repeat the first one? We're gonna post it in the post when we get done here in a minute or two, but it was the first one was Ted McMillan, Garrett Wilson, and Alvin Kamara anytime touchdown. That's a 3-leg parlay. This one so far, we've got Camp Scatabo, and that's it. But we do have a couple in the back burner. Numbers are hard. Yeah, they are hard.
Thank you. Someone knows.
How about Edwin says James Cook? We already looked at James Cook. It's not worth it from a value standpoint. Do you want to add? I'm good to add Derrick Henry. I think that's not a bad one.
Should we ask the chat?
Chat, what do you think? Do we put Henry in there, or do we maybe look and see what else we're thinking of here? I think Henry's not bad. I mean, the only thing I don't love is this, like, obviously minus 140. But like you said, for a player like Henry, you're not gonna.
Yeah, that is kind of where I mean, obviously I like him today. I took him 3 different ways. Plus, I think it was plus 155, and just these are sprinkles. You know what I mean? I think I have like a half unit on him total. Anytime touchdown, first Baltimore touchdown, and 2+ touchdowns today.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy because this offense may not get down to the red zone, but I like it.
I think I'm good to add it, honestly. If you are, I think it's a good. He's due, and again we said that a lot this week, but he's due. I mean,
let's toss him in. If anyone else blows us away, type of thing, maybe he's the first one out. So a little bit better than a back burner play in a sense.
I did see Jonathan Taylor was one mentioned. We can look at that real quick.
So that first one, yeah, plus 1120. That's some good.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Henry wake up game tonight without Lamar.
See, yeah, I think that's kind of how I'm looking at it.
Yes, Danny, these will be on the site. I already have I started typing out the document already, like for the website, so it'll be up after we literally hit end. We'll throw it up there. Roll Tide Henry up. Yeah, I think Henry. The people seem to like Henry.
Oh yeah, all right, good. That makes
we
me
need one
feel
more. Good. We have back burners. We could look at our own. We could look through some stuff.
Let's get another one. I feel bad that I took the shine off the chat here. So you know what I mean. Let's get some more from the chat.
Yeah, let's go check. Let's get one more. Give us one more.
And make sure to hit that like button. We got over 100 people in the stands and only I think it's like 30 likes. Come on,
Let's go.
fellas.
Come on, guys. Hit that like button down below. Ravens' worst defense league right now. Nico Collins, Rich Valley.
If we get that first touchdown parlay that we did, I already put it in. If we get to 100 likes here, I'll give away some. I'll give away. Ooh, maybe I'll give away two different people. I was gonna say $100. Give away two different people $50 to anyone that messages Tassos on Instagram saying that they entered the giveaway.
I like that. I like that.
So we got to get to 100 likes, though. That's kind of crazy because we're only at 30. FYI.
Yep. Cade Otton was one that was recommended. I can look at that. Jalen Hurts also recommended. Obviously, still tush push action most likely. But I'm gonna say right off the bat, I don't love the Jalen Hurts one because Denver's defense is not gonna be a great matchup. Cade Otton, pretty high odds here. Has not scored a touchdown in a millennium. The last time he had a touchdown was November 4th of last year. So that's obviously off the rip, a little alarming.
Yeah.
Seattle does give up almost a touchdown to game tight ends, though. So.
Yeah, that's too big for a parlay.
Yeah, the only touchdown, Kittle.
Yeah.
That's it. Not worth it.
Maybe worth it as like
a
single.
Yeah, worth it.
As
worth
a single,
it
not for our parlay, though.
Yeah, not for a parlay. No. Let's see. Yeah, I mean that I did give this out in the Sunday Night Football video. Ramondre anytime touchdown. I know a lot of people probably would not like that, but he isn't the bit. I know he's technically in the doghouse, but like Mike Vrabel said, they do need him. Like Travion Henderson is not really a goal line guy. Neither is Gibson.
Yep.
And I do think that Buffalo's run defense has been pretty bad. So I mean, I think if they get in the red zone, I think they will. Ramondre touchdown's not bad. I gave it out.
What are the odds on that? That's got to be like +2 something, right?
Yeah, it's good. It's pretty good right now because of obviously the fumbling issues and stuff. I just canceled out touchdown. Let me put that back.
Oh, I just saw one in the chat that I kind of like too. But let's keep talking about this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw it yesterday was plus. Let's see. Yeah, it's definitely high. It's plus 235 on DraftKings, plus 233 on Novig. I talked about this yesterday's video. Buffalo right now 2.8 touchdowns per game. Running backs are getting about a touchdown per game. So if a running back's going to score, it's going to be probably Stevenson, I would assume. This year he does not have a touchdown yet this year, so there is that due factor we've been talking about. Head to head, he had a touchdown last time they played the Bills, and even last week after the Steelers game, I think everyone thought he'd be done. He had 9 carries last week in a game where obviously they leaned into the passing game quite a bit. But he's still obviously from a rushing perspective, he's still number one. I know Henderson's kind of creeping up on him, but in the red zone, it's Ramondre. And Gibson and Henderson each had 3, but I think Ramondre's still the go-to red zone guy. Definitely some risk involved because I do think as the weeks go on, you're going to start to see more Travion Henderson. But I do think Ramondre's still goal line situation. You're probably going to go to Stevenson.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And one thing that I just looked up to is the Patriots have run a lot of man/duo run schemes. Like that's pretty much all they've been doing. The Bills they allow the second most. Now they haven't been a good rush defense in general, and also Derrick Henry that week number 1 skewing things. So let's call a spade a spade. There are some skewing factors here. They're allowing 6.6. They're allowing the second most yards per carry against that run scheme.
Yeah.
Okay, then so I don't mind that one. I know you said you already did in your video. One thing that I saw in the chat here from David said, I think it was David. Let's see, where are we at? Yeah, Stephon Diggs. Little revenge spot, little team spot. I don't know.
The only thing I get nervous with that is it's going to be such a public play. And that's where I get nervous with touchdown props is like it's such an obvious. And honestly, what makes me so mad is like I'll probably fade it and then he will score a touchdown. But I just feel like a lot of people, it's his first game back in Buffalo since being traded off the Bills. The Bills are giving up 1.2 touchdowns per game to wide receivers, so not a bad matchup. You're getting it for plus 270 on DraftKings, plus 261 on Novig, so good value. He does not have a touchdown yet in a Patriots uniform, so you guys are getting tired of hearing me say it, but he's due. You have the
Njoku. Let's go.
There you go. There we go. That's already 1-0. That's already 1-0. The thing with Diggs is that you have started to see the last couple of weeks, like him and Drake May are really starting to get that chemistry going. They've been utilizing him a little bit more in the slot. Like you've seen Demario Douglas kind of fall out of favor, and McDaniel's kind of utilizing Diggs a little bit more in the slot. I do actually like the play from just an overall standpoint. And then you add in the revenge factor. Like, I don't think it's a bad play whatsoever. Tyreek had one, Waddle had one, Olave had one. Like, you're seeing the top guys have been getting touchdowns. Hopkins and Flowers both had one. Like, the top guys for these teams have typically. Garrett Wilson was the only other one I'd probably look to, but he didn't get one. But through 4 games, I would say in 3 of the 4 games, the wide receiver one scored a touchdown.
Yep.
So, I mean, Diggs is the wide receiver one. It's not in the revenge game factor. I'm good with this one, honestly. I'm hesitant because of the public play part of it, but I do think it's good. Like, I think it's a good spot.
I'm in if you are.
All right, we'll throw that on. So we have Diggs, we've got Henry, and we've got Scatterbo. Are we good confirming that? Because we have the 3.
Let's see what we got for odds now.
Yeah.
Because
I think that's it. I mean, I know we have like Tyler Warren in the back burner. I know we had a couple. I know we had Walker and we had one other one, but I think that 3 is pretty good.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I definitely like that. I like all. Honestly, the ones in the back burner I still think are good for like these single plays and whatnot. But this is, let's see, over on, man, Novik is crushing it with their parlay odds right now. Plus 987 for those 3. Nice. Scatterbo, Henry, and Diggs. So we have 2, averaged out to be plus 1,000 odds plays.
Yep. I think that's good. I think that's those are 2 good. And I think the good thing is we didn't kind of cross too much. Like, that's one of the biggest, obviously, risks is putting the same thing in different, 2 totally different parlays. And honestly, if you guys want to mix and match and take one from one and put them in the other, that's up to you guys. But I think those 2 individual parlays are both really good.
Yep. I'm in.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to end it. Almost 2 hours. I keep making the joke every week. I'm like, all right, we're going to go shorter next week. And then it's longer. This is the longest stream we've done yet. But Ev, I'm happy. I hope we get to do this more. I know, obviously, yes. I don't know how many weddings you got next week, or if you're going to Jamaica or something next week.
I do have a wedding next week.
But obviously, we're going to try to get Ev here as much as he can every week. But we'll still, regardless, have the show every week. Thank you, Ev, for joining us and hopping on. Appreciate it. Had a lot of fun. Like I said, I think as we do this more often, we're going to get more and more people in the chat and stuff. That's going to be fun. So, yeah, I think there's more live stuff definitely coming from us in the weeks to come. So, definitely subscribe if you haven't. Like this stream. Like I said, I'll have all the pics posted on the website once we finish recording. But any last words, Ed, before we hop off?
No, I'm looking forward to seeing these parlays. Again, I posted our links in the chat, so go follow Tassos and myself. Far-fetched goal of getting to 100 likes. We only made it to 54, so I don't think that we'll be doing the giveaway, but that's something that we can do more and more moving forward. You know what I mean? If we cash on any of these plus 1,000 parlays or something like that, you know what I mean? I'm happy to share some of the winnings with the people that actually gave the ideas for the plays. So tune in to future streams and whatnot too, because we'll be doing that a lot more.
Everyone keeps saying Woody Marks. Take Woody Marks to the straight bet. I don't mind putting that as a straight bet. I don't think we're putting him in the parlays, but Woody Marks is like a straight bet. Not
that's
bad.
What I said. I don't mind it. I think that's a good look.
Brennan said you guys don't do this every week. Well, we do H to H every week. So if you guys do like me and Ev interacting and doing stuff, we do our weekly show H to H, which is already out on the channel. Make sure to go ahead and check that out. That comes out every Wednesday around, noon or 1 p.m.?
Well, to be clear, too, not to interrupt you, but I guess I'm interrupting you. Tassos does the stream every week. In terms of us doing it together, that's where I just got 18 weddings, like a million vacations. Woe is me, right? But that's the difference. So, yeah, we do a show together, but we'll have a stream most weeks.
Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure. The only week that the rest of the year, at least, that I know for sure I'm not going to be able to do the Sunday live stream is Sunday the 26th or 7th. I don't remember the exact date. I'm going to be in Louisiana. I'm going to be at the Saints-Bucks game in New Orleans. So that Sunday I won't be doing a live stream. But besides that, I have my Sundays are completely free for the rest of the year as of now. So, I mean, we'll be doing a live stream. Plan for it every Sunday except for that Sunday, which is in 2 weeks. But, yeah, we live stream. Regardless, like I said, we'll try to get Ev here as much as we can. But regardless, we'll have the live stream. I'm hoping to get Trey on one week too.
Yeah,
I think that'd be a lot of fun. I think Ev is low-key saying Tasso doesn't have a life. Compared to Ev, maybe not.
Hey, I'm jealous of Tassos.
So
Tassos being like, "Oh, I have most of my Sundays are free." Do you know how jealous that makes me? That makes me so jealous. I love going around and traveling and doing a bunch of stuff, but I can't wait to have a little bit more of like all right, this weekend what are we doing? Nothing? Oh my God, that's awesome.
I don't get it much because obviously I work full time too at a pizza shop. So like I'm working 6 days a week on top of doing the videos. So like Sunday I do my live stream. I hop on with you guys and it's nice. And then I'm done for the day and I just kind of just watch football and just chill. It is a nice feeling. And I get what you're saying. It's fun to go out and do things, but obviously there's nothing beats staying home and just watching 12 hours of football.
So sad, but it's so true.
Have some guests when Evie has gigs booked. Yeah, like I said, I know Trey. I want to get on here. Some other guys have had some ideas about trying to reach out and get on. So we'll see. But regardless of whether we have a guest or not, we'll have the live stream every week. So all right, let's go, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Ev, thank you again for joining, and we'll see you back here next week with another NFL Player Props live video. Peace out. Subscribe. We have a ton of other videos. Go check them all out on the channel. Evan goes to more weddings than me. Only problem is that I'm always the groom. Oh, Danny. What a comment to end on. All right, guys. We'll catch you later.